Let's see. Here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 5, Boots and Shoots Unfiltered. Today we've got an amazing person, good human being. We started this podcast, me and Chris, because of Doc. I'll call him Doc.
Hey, that's good.
We started this because of him. He was a big inspiration for us to kick this off, and he's still been like he's like our sergeant major that tells us, hey, you guys, your lighting sucks, you guys do it this way, kind of giving us that mentorship to keep going. And he's also on his page, the GWOT Goons Podcast. It's all socials, and he's growing like it never before. So thanks for being on here, brother.
Thank you guys for having me on. It seems like forever ago since we did the live. So yeah, it's good. I mean, I listened to y'all's episodes, but I'm like, man, I really haven't talked to him in a long time. So
yeah,
we a long time coming.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely was. Yeah.
This is harder, man. This is harder than I thought it would be, dude. I'm telling you, because I don't know about Chris, but when I get off these things, I'm like exhausted.
Yeah. Dude, imagine when I did Jack Love 4 hours, dude.
Yeah. Dude, that was a fun one too, man. But it's just like I told my wife when I got off it, I was like, man, I get off these things like maybe 2 hours at the most. I think our last couple ones went over a little bit. I think, Mac, we had Mac on here our last episode. He could probably went at least, probably 4 hours too. So
right. It's hard staring at the screen too for a long time.
I know.
You gotta get the red lenses glasses, dude.
Yeah.
For real, that helps, man. It does. Like I remember I was doing somebody and I was like, dude, I can't see no more. And I changed all my my tinting on all my stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think anybody's heard your side of the story. I mean, you've been going along, telling all these GWOT veterans and people that are trying to within our community and hearing their stories. But like, I don't think anybody's heard what you do. Like you said it a couple times on your channel, like your work or like what you do, but you haven't really gone into like what you do. But I think just coming get you on here and like listen to, hey, what does Doc do? Why do you start this? Why do you step into the podcast world and want to do something like that? So I mean, I guess where you from? Like, let's start there.
Originally, I was born in San Diego. My dad was in the Navy, and I don't know when we moved to Texas. So we're from the San Antonio area, but I've been here. I moved back when I got out of the Army in 2020 and been here ever since.
Mm-hmm.
So we're people won't say I'm from Texas because I was born in San Diego, but I can't even remember living there. Like I feel like we moved when I was like I don't know, like 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm basically a Texan, basically.
Yeah.
So that means if you're from Texas, you've either got some sort of Texas tattoo somewhere.
I actually don't.
Or you drive a pickup truck.
I drive an obnoxious truck. I think I've showed Jerry before.
Yeah.
So I actually drove a Tacoma in Alaska, Chris, and I got back to Texas and I was like, I can't be driving this truck. so I ended up buying a Ram 2500 and it actually worked out because I'm on this. I think I've showed Jerry a few times my hunting. I do a lot of hunting and like we haul so much feed a year.
Wow.
So it actually worked out like that. I got
those
the Rams.
2500s. Those are huge. So two quick rental car stories. So one, can't remember. We were going down to Florida for something. I think it was for like a high school reunion this past summer. And walk into the rental dealership, whatever, and the lady's like, "Oh, we're doing a free promotion for this month, so you get a free upgrade, whatever car you want.
Right?
Would you like a pickup truck?" I was like, "Yeah, I would." Right?
Yeah.
I'm from North Florida. I love pickup trucks, but I haven't had one since I was younger. And so she gives me a 2500.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever driven a truck that big. Holy cows. But then the other one, last month, I think it was last month or month before last, I had to go TDY to Fort Hood.
Uh-huh.
It was a similar thing. I walk in to the rental car place and they're like, "Hey, look, there's A lot of people were short on stock. So all I've got is a pickup truck. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. I'm like, as long as you're charging me the government rate, I'll take whatever you got. It can be a minivan, pickup truck. Yeah. I don't. And so I walk outside, and it's like a 24 Ford F-150, but it's nice, right? They clean it and all that stuff. So I drive through the one of the main gates there on Fort Hood, and the first thing the guy says is he checks my ID. He's like, "Damn, sir, that's a nice truck."
Yeah, they're expensive too now. I mean, you're paying base model like $58,000, dude.
Did you hear when Love was on here how much he spent for his truck?
What kind of truck did he have?
I don't know, man. I think he said like 70. Like it was a lot of like.
It was probably like 70. I think it was 72. He said. I think.
Yeah, like 70. He's like 72 grand.
That's actually not that bad, dude.
So here you go. So you know my son Jesse, right? He's 16. And so we're starting to look at because we're down to 2 cars because my daughter took our 3rd car down to Florida since she's already in college.
Yeah.
And we're starting to look at when he actually can drive, we're going to need a 3rd car because I've got to drive my car to work. Stacy's got to drive her car to work, and that leaves him without one to be able to get around. And so I'm looking at pickup trucks. Well, the other day I go to pick him up from school. He was running a little behind. I was like, that's fine. I'm going to go run a couple errands because I had seen one on the side of the road. And I drive back to where that was. It was a Ford F-350.
Ooh, there we go.
Bigger than the 2500.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, no, that's too much truck for me. So I drive down the other way, and I see 2 beautiful black trucks sitting out in like a used car lot. So I go over there. One's a Chevy, one's a Ford. There's no stickers on them aside from for sale. And I'm about to give up. I'm walking back to my Jeep to go pick up my son. Guy walks out. And he's like, and a whole bunch of trailers they sell there as well. It's like, is there something I can help you with, sir? It's like, actually, yeah, I'm kind of curious about the 2 trucks out there. Now, keep in mind, one was a Ford Raptor. The other was some sort of Chevy that like
a Bison.
What's that?
That's like a Chevy Bison, probably like one of those same models.
It wasn't a Bison, but it was a model of Chevy I've never heard of. And I was like, yeah, so how much are the trucks out there? I don't see a sticker on them. Well, the Raptor is, and these are used, okay? The Raptor is $77,000, and the Chevy, anybody want to guess how much the used Chevy was?
I think it was probably like 84.
Nope.
92.
111,000.
Oh, it's probably that ZR2, crazy. Right? Don't you have a ZR2, Jerry?
I didn't even see ZR2 on it. I know what ZR2 is, right? Because I'm looking at pickup trucks. This is like I'm curious. I need to look up what model Chevy that is because I didn't know Chevy trucks got that expensive.
There's one I saw today. It was called the LZ1 Shroud.
Maybe that was it. That sounds
familiar. that one is a $90,000 truck.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. I mean, they were beautiful trucks, but I was like, "There's no way in hell."
Hey, I think you got it though.
The BMW we bought doesn't even cost that much.
Yeah, but I think you got it though.
BMW.
You'll never guess how much I paid for my truck. So I bought a 2018 Ram, and I paid it was $48,000, but this was in 2021.
Not bad.
No, 60,000 miles. It was a good truck, man. It was like
I'm paying $70 to fill my tank. I'd be surprised if someone's paying at least $200 for.
I'm paying, if I empty tank, it's probably like roughly like 128 or something like that.
God,
but I mean, I get 20 miles a gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the same with our BMW because I got to put in the
premium.
I got to put in the super.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah. So I got a truck. Yeah, I got a truck.
Would you? Hey, so you graduated high school, right? And then were you thinking about the Army then, or were you thinking about doing something else?
No, so a little bit of backstory, I guess. I know I told you my dad was in the Navy, and my grandfather was in the Marines. So I kind of just thought, actually, I tried to join the Navy my senior year in high school, and I was a fat Mexican kid. so I couldn't pass height and weight, and then I played defensive tackle in football. So and then I got, they called it rope and choke, and then they were like, "Nah, you're not gonna pass," and I was like, "Crap." So then I kind of just put it off on the back burner, joined the Navy, and then I decided to take control of my life, and I lost like 72 pounds. And yeah, I'd never thought about joining the military again. I got a job working for Stanley Steamer's carpet cleaner. And it's weird, like my culture, my heritage, I guess you could say, they're like just hardworking people, but they don't really plan retirement or it's kind of just work and then you go live with your kids, you know what I mean, type stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll just get a job at Stanley Steamers. And that is what opened my eyes to join the military again. I worked with a few veterans, but they were all like 30 years old, and I was 18. And my brother was working with me too. And they're like, "What are you gonna do?" And I was like, "I don't know. I think I'm just work here, right? These guys are making 60 grand a year cleaning carpet." And I'm like, yeah, I'll probably just stay here. You know, I didn't want to go to college. I didn't think I was mature enough. Now that I look back on it, I wasn't mature enough to go to college. And this guy, he was in the Army. He's like, "Hey, you got to get out of here, man." He's like, "You see us? We're 30, 34, 36 years old. We don't have retirement. You got to go do something with your life." And I was like, crap, dude. So that really hit me. His last name was Horace. So thank you, Horace, once again. And then this other guy, he was in the Marine Corps. He's like, dude, he's like, you got to go. He's like, you got to get out of here. You're too young. I was the youngest one there. So the closest person in age to me was my brother. He was 21. So then got home that day. I'll never forget. I pulled my dad in the kitchen. I was like, "Dad, I think I want to join the military again." And then he wanted me to join the Air Force. So
everybody does, man.
Yeah, 2011. Yeah, 2011 was a weird year, though. I think they were downsizing the military. I think this was during Obama's. Y'all would know better than me. 2011, 2012, they were downsizing.
That's when we started, yeah.
Yeah,
right,
so
that's when we were right-sizing the Army.
Right. What'd you call it?
Right-sizing. That was the catchphrase. We're not downsizing. We were right-sizing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
cuts too. I remember all that.
Yeah. So the Air Force was only taking 3 people per duty station, and the Army was taking 8 per recruiter. So I went next door, and that's how I joined the Army, man. I rest is history.
What made you? What other jobs are you looking at? I know you were a medic, right? So like
yeah. So
the infantry thing, you was like, yeah, fuck all that. But.
No, man. We were really, really ignorant to the war. So I didn't even really know that. I knew Iraq happened, but I didn't know Afghanistan was happening. So I didn't know anything about like Restrepo. Like Chris, we talked about Restrepo. I didn't even know about Fallujah, right? Like I just knew that, like, hey, the military. I didn't even know the Marines were over there in Iraq. Y'all so ignorant. I was like, oh, the Army's over there fighting a war, and it's probably not even that bad. So initially I joined the reserves as a linguist, and I don't know, dude, I was still working at Stanley Steamers, and my dad.
Did you go to language school for that, or?
No, I didn't. I actually didn't go. So I initially was like, yeah, I'll go over there to be a linguist. And my dad came home one day from work, and he talked to me about active duty. I just wasn't ready, dude. Mexican kids, dude. It sounds crazy, but Mexican kids were real tight with the family. So it was like I didn't really want to leave. And I never really left home either. I came from a broken home, so I had like a attachment or abandonment issues. So my dad's friend told me, hey, I just need to go active. And my dad, I appreciate my dad a lot for this, because he said, he's like, I'm not going to make this decision for you. You got to make this decision. So when I went to MEPS that day, I didn't even know what job, right? I scored 69 or 68 on the ASVAB, so I could have gotten any job. I had a 110 GT. I was in the chair, and I was like, hey, I want to go active. And they're like, all right. So they switched the jobs. They offered me medic, linguist, infantry, 18X was infantry basically, and then some signal thing, but I can't remember. So then I picked medic. But yeah, that's how I became a doc.
Yeah.
It was real rough though, man. I was scared though. I was scared. I was more scared to leave home than I was going to war, I guess you could say. So
I mean, I look back on when I went in too. I didn't know. I don't think any. I mean, I think we were all naive. Like I I mean, I went in when there was no war, but I just wanted to get in. Like I didn't know one thing about anything else outside my dad being in the Air Force, but I didn't know any of that. I was like, I'm just going to the military. I don't care. I don't know what's going on. So yeah. So you became a medic, right? Sent off. When did you do that? What year was that?
2012 March, one day before my birthday.
Yeah. How was that training? How was
Fort Sham, right?
No. So I went to Fort Sill first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you call it, Fort Sham?
Fort Sham.
Yeah. No, I went to Fort Sill for basic. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I had to tell the story because if I don't, I feel like I'm not being transparent. So the day before, I was at home and I had to go to a hotel, right? Because that's where they ship y'all. And y'all, as in all of us. So I stopped by the church and I started praying, right? Because I'm scared. I never left home, right? And I told y'all I have abandonment issues, separation issues, right? Like I didn't have my mother growing up, so that really affected me my whole life about being separated and all that stuff. But I was praying, and I started crying because I was trying to tell God to like calm my heart. And I looked at my dad and I was like, Dad, do you think this is gonna be the last time I'm ever at home? And he just started crying too. So then it was like an hour to the hotel, and me and my dad and my stepmom were just crying in the car, dude. So I went to the hotel, and then the next day I shipped off to Fort Sill, Oklahoma. And even though I'm a Texas fan, we had to go to Oklahoma. Crappy.
Do you have you still have a spiritual side to you? You pretty much
that is something I struggled with a lot coming back from Afghanistan. Man, it's tough. It's tough. Like it's hard to believe in something so pure when evil happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that my faith now is stronger because I just started opening my heart more, and I try not to push my religion or whatever on anybody. I think y'all notice I don't really talk about it or anything.
Yeah.
I genuinely just try to be a good person, walk with faith, and sometimes like when you're doing things, it's the evil's talking back at you, and you don't really realize what you're doing is the right path that you need to be on. So, I think my faith really took me through basic a lot because like I really leaned on it a lot. There was a lot of times, dude, I wanted to break down. I sound like a little girl, but yeah, there was a lot of times I wanted to break down when I was over there.
It's natural, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think anybody ever talks about this stuff, dude. Like, like this part.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know. I just bring it up, but
I know we never talked about it.
We never talked about it. I tell you, like the spiritual aspect of it too, man. Like I don't know. I think Chris is probably a little deeper into the spiritual side than me. And I'm a believer and all that stuff, man. But like the military tests you when it comes to your spirit.
It sure does.
Like there's things that it throws at you, the things that you see, the people that you see, right?
Yeah.
Like not all good people, and it's like every day it's a constant, like you go to work every day, it's like a constant test.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so it's hard for those guys. I would say for some of those guys that are, pretty in depth in that kind of stuff, that are pretty, they're hardcore. I wouldn't say hardcore Christians or anything, but that's what they believe in. And getting into that world of like the military side is, you got to be prepared. You see all kind of things.
Yeah. Are you pretty strong in your faith, Chris, or what?
It ebbs and flows, brother. So my background in it is, I'm not overly religious, and I've told people this story all over the place, so it's not that big. I'm born and raised Catholic.
Me too.
My wife converted to Catholicism when we got married, or before we got married. Both my kids are raised Catholic. But I went to a Southern Baptist school from the time I was in 7th grade until I graduated high school.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, and it was everything that you could think of for a Southern Baptist school. So there were no proms, there was no, nothing, no dancing. It was like a scene out of Footloose, right? Dancing is the gateway to the devil, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it was what I enjoyed about it, and what it gave me is it gave me a really deep interest into religion, right?
Right.
And because of the school. Every year that you were there, one of your classes was always religion.
Yeah.
Right? And probably the one that I took the most away from, the one that I enjoyed the most, was my 12th grade year, so my senior year of high school. The first semester, I can't remember if it was, I think it was, we did both, but we did the book of Proverbs and the book of Psalms. And then the second semester, so as you think about it like this, as they're about to send all these Christians out into the world, you study the book of Revelations.
Yeah.
Right. And all the bad stuff that's coming, so to speak. And that really, really piqued my interest, right? Because I've got a very vivid imagination about things, and so you reading and studying the Book of Revelations, I was just like, oh, wow, this is wow. We're talking about like demons and dragons and all this other stuff, and six-headed beasts and whatnot. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm hooked. Now that said, yeah, when shit hits the fan, that's the first thing I usually do is I fall back on my religion. One of the things with like the counseling and stuff that I've taken, right? All of the different people that I've talked to, it's like you kind of have to have a mantra. What helps center you, right? When you start to get stressed out or whatnot. For whatever reason, the thing that's always centered me is a quick Our Father and a quick Hail Mary. When it doesn't work, I kind of put it on repeat in my head until I calm back down. In whatever that stressful environment is. And yeah, I mean, I do consider myself religious, but I am what you would call right now I forgot the term it is, but like I hit the high holidays and that's about it.
Yeah, I understand.
Dude, so did you have a hard time in basic? Did you like physical wise, or like were you, because I see you lost all that weight and stuff?
But yeah, no, physically no. Physically, I thought football was harder than this. So it was I think the hardest thing I had to do was keeping my mouth shut. Really, obviously you guys could tell I'm talkative, so I used to get our platoon smoked all the time in basic training. Plus, I was the youngest one too, so I was just like, what are all these old heads here know about more than me? We're in the same spot, dude. So yeah. It was. I was 18 years old. My first day at basic training, I turned so I left on the 5th, and my birthday was the 6th of March, and then I turned 19 that day. Okay. But for some reason, man, I went with a bunch of like National Guard older people, man. It was weird. Like, I think one of we had a guy that was prior service sergeant. It was weird, man.
Yeah. So you went to how long is AIT for a medic?
4 months, I think it is. 4 months.
Was that an eye opener for you, or you were like, oh shit, like, was that something new, or?
In regards to what, like new? What do you mean?
I don't know. Like, did you know much about the medical field when you went in, or you just? Did you do any research, or next thing you know, you're sticking people needles?
Okay, so I mean, everybody's seen Black Hawk Down, so that's all I thought of the medic, right? Like, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I was like, this was gonna happen, but I didn't know that. I'm telling you right now, during this time, I think the first time I heard, you active duty guys, you're gonna get deployed right away as soon as you leave AIT. That was in basic training, and I honestly didn't believe him. I was just like, dude, I was like, we deployed where? Like, where are we going? I still didn't know Afghanistan was happening. I knew about Iraq. I was like, oh, we're going to Iraq or whatever. It's 2012. So AIT was weird to me though, because man, you get a lot of people from different backgrounds, man. And we came back to San Antonio. Yeah, we came back from San Antonio, and it was hard for me because I grew up around rough edge guys, right? Because I played football. Like, I mean, for example, I remember when I was in high school, I'm not going to name the coach because I don't want to get in trouble if he does this still, but I remember we used to do this drill. We used to put our feet on the sides of the board, and if you stepped on it, he'd pick up this piece of wood and hit you with it. So like, so when I went to AIT, they were talking about this Heat Cat 5. They're talking about like people are like the people of opposite chromosomes of us, they're crying, and I'm like, dude, this is nothing. I'm like, so I had my first rude awakening in AIT is when I was I forgot what phase it was, but this girl must have failed like 4 times, and I said it out loud. I was like, there's no way if I was like the Army, I'd keep you in. Man, did I get in so much trouble. I got in so much. I got smoked so bad by my platoon sergeant and or my cadre, whatever you want to call him. And I thought I learned how to keep my thoughts to myself the rest of the time.
Medics are a different breed, man. They're just, I mean, me and Chris, our medic platoon, like there's some really good people in there, man. Some weirdos. There were some weird, it is what it is. But
it is, dude. They're like the smartest dumb people.
I've always had, but I've always had like I always enjoyed my medics, man. Like even as a first sergeant, a platoon sergeant, like having all the medics that would just roll around with me, like that's my battle buddy on the battlefield, right? Like, he's the guy next to me, like the boss has his RTO, I have my medic, right? So like, it's just good times, man. Especially when you get a good one, it's like a good personality and just fun to fucking talk to. It's like it's just you both shared hardships together. Yeah, especially first sergeant or platoon sergeant.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah,
I actually failed my my EMT my first time. So I was the first time I didn't pass, and then I passed the second time. So
where was your first unit?
So
when you graduated AIT.
So I put down you put the 3 wish lists, but you never get any of them. I actually did. I actually put Texas first because I wanted to stay at Fort Sam because I was from there.
Mm-hmm.
Never gonna happen. I learned that the hard way throughout my whole career. I was never going to come back. So I went to Fort Bliss, El Paso, where career go to die, allegedly.
Mm-hmm. I like Fort Bliss. I don't know. It gets such bad hate, but
dude, people hate it.
Huh?
What do you think of Fort Bliss, Doc?
It was deserty. It was definitely way different from San Antonio, even though they're both kind of like Hispanic culture. It's like 2 different Hispanic cultures. And man, the post is beautiful though. Like I know people hate it and everybody talks down about Fort Bliss, but man, the post is beautiful. You don't need to leave.
I don't, not at all. That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't have to and there's like so much shit to do around there. Like you go to New Mexico, you go to Arizona.
But what Jerry is saying, like that's what I've heard from everybody that's actually been stationed there is they actually liked it.
Yeah, really.
Even at hockey.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it. Like everybody I've had on though, they're like, man, careers go to die here. And I'm like, you know how people are, man. You guys know. Like, I take that's why I like talking to you guys. And I think me and Jerry have this conversation, Chris, a lot. That man, people like you said before, Chris, the big army is you two, right?
Yeah.
But you get guys that are like we always talk about. There's that combat, non-combat people, right? And these dudes get hell bent on it. Yeah. That they get out as a E4, right? Maybe a buck sergeant, 3 years, right? And that's their attitude the rest of the time. I did this badass thing, and this unit sucked, and they did this to me, and I'm just like, damn, dude, y'all really disgruntled that bad, dude. Like, oof, it's rough.
Yeah, they take that shit serious too. Like so you see some people on social media, you probably know what I'm talking about, but there's a guy that just bashes like he's a combat veteran kind of thing or whatever, you ain't shit kind of stuff. It's like, bro, you can't do anything without the support. Your low density guys, man. Like you gotta have them do all that kind of stuff.
My favorite one is I'm a decorated combat veteran. I'm like, okay. I'm like, dude. I'm like, all right. Well, I'm like, what are you, Audie Murphy, dude? Calm down.
You'll never hear me shit on anybody's service, man. Like, just appreciate them, sign the dotted line and do that. Like I said, man, you need your 42 alphas, you need your medics, you need your logistical guys, you need all those dudes that for the infantry got to function.
Yeah, I actually was like that though, but we can get into that later though. I was like that, yeah.
So you went to Fort Bliss.
Were
you in a infantry unit or?
Sure was. I was in 136 infantry unit. It's historically from Germany.
Yep.
Striker.
Is it Striker? Yeah. At the time, it was Brad. Okay, so when I got there, they just converted to Striker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were Bradleys though before that.
How'd you like the Striker?
Oh, that's all I knew at first. So I mean, it was fine. Yeah, like I'm not like you guys were. I'm fucking walking everywhere. Like,
I've been Striker twice, and I loved it both times.
I've never been Striker, but I still love Strikers.
They got a power outlet. You charge your phone. Yeah. Hey, there we go. Perfect. There's your power outlet. There's like a little heater thing for your MRE. Yep. It's nice, dude. You sleep good enough.
That blew my mind. So I had a similar experience, right? Because I had come from Korea where I'd been light infantry and went up to Fort Lewis.
Yeah.
And this was strikers were brand new at that time.
Yeah.
So I finally get a platoon and I go out there and I'm checking out the vehicles and whatnot. And I go over to my vehicle and I'm talking with the TC and the driver. He's like, "Yeah, sir. So we don't take MREs to the field." I'm like, "Fuck, what do you eat?"
Yeah.
And so he goes over and he opens the bench seat.
Yeah.
And it's like filled with ramen and crackers and like cheese bread and other shit. I'm like, okay, great. How do you cook it? Sir, we have a hot water dispenser right here.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Where has this been all my life? This is awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome, dude. They are.
Hey, so when you walked into that infantry battalion, like, was that a culture shock to you? Especially coming from AIT, which I don't know, man, it's a medical world. It's different than.
Yeah, so the unit has a lot of lineage, right? Like I had a really good friend on my my podcast, Kyril Kendrick. He'd basically been in 136 from Germany over to El Paso. He's been there for like 8 years, not in total, but not like all at once. But it was weird because I got assigned to HHC first, right? And then they divvied out from there. But yeah, I think my first interaction with the unit was the ops sergeant major. He's like, "You guys got ready to go to war?" And I was like, "What the hell is this guy talking about?" I'm like, and then he, because like I was ignorant, right? Like back then the internet wasn't good. You didn't have TikTok. So I looked up the UIC, right, and it just said Fort Bliss tank, right? And I was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna be in the back of a tank with a colonel, man. It's gonna be nothing." But then he said we're going to war, and I was like, "Where the hell are we going, man?" And I didn't know anything, so I even called my dad that night and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be in the back of a tank with a colonel, man. I think it should be good. It should be easy." And when I went home, or when I went to the barracks that night, I just slept. Everything was good. And then the next day, they told us we were going to go to Afghanistan in December. So I've been at the unit maybe a week. I got there September 9th, 2012. And in processing sucks, right? Everybody hates in processing. And then when you finally get to the unit, that's when I was like, wow, there's a bunch of meatheads here.
Yeah. Did you go straight to a line company, or did you go to the 8th state?
I was in HAC. Yeah, I went to HAC first. So I was in HAC from September 9th to December 9th. Mm-hmm. So, and then I had a whole block leave in there. So I was with the unit maybe probably about like 40 days, right? Because of block leave. And then, during that time, like, hey, if you get off, you can get off at like half days, right? Like those are days, RFI, range. So I really didn't really go to the unit. We did morning PT, but we were gone by like 1 sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
So that's got to be hard. How'd you and your family kind of take that with such a quick turnaround from sign in to deploy?
So I thought it was okay. My dad, obviously, he didn't really know much about Afghanistan, obviously, but just that it was dangerous. But since I was in HAC, I was like, oh, they already told me I'm going to be in the 8th station, right? I'm being the battalion 8th station at the FOB. So I was like, oh, this can be easy. I was like, this is nothing. I was like, I'm going to learn some cool medicine, right? With the Profis doc, he was smart. Our PA, he has like some wild lore about him, right? Like they always have like some wild lore about him. So I was like, man, we're going to learn a lot. I was like, this is going to be a good appointment. They even brief. I don't know. Actually, this is something I need to ask y'all. When we did like, how you do that pre-deployment brief, everybody goes to the thing and they start talking about the areas you're going to go to. They're over here saying, "Oh, it's not gonna be that bad. We're not gonna be doing this. We're not gonna be doing that." And that was the complete opposite of what happened. So I don't know if they tell you guys that from your intelligence.
I don't think it's a very good approach. So I mean, I think you're going into Afghanistan. You treat Afghanistan, any province, is dangerous.
Yeah. But did they tell y'all like, hey, yeah, y'all aren't gonna encounter this. You guys aren't gonna be doing this because you guys are the one briefing the companies. You know what I mean, and stuff.
I mean, I think we still prepare them to be dangerous. I don't think we'd ever say nothing's going to happen or, something like that. You're going to get really complacent if you preach that kind of theme. But
yeah,
I mean, I think everybody needs to. You still preach that, hey man, we're going into, a dangerous environment here, so be ready.
I definitely don't remember any briefings like that.
No, I don't either. I don't know who's doing that, but that's kind of.
I think maybe because the families were there, right? This is like during that family thing where like the families are all coming. Hey, this is where we're gonna be at, And that was my only brief about it because like I got there so late. I didn't even get to go to NTC when I got in. They just got back from NTC, so
yeah. But still, I think that's kind of even talking about something like that with the families is kind of. I mean, you don't want to get those.
You don't get false hope,
right? Yeah. But they're so young too. Like you got like the 17, 18-year-old wife or whatever, and you're preaching these false promises like, hey, it's not bad, man. Like,
it was the complete opposite of what they said, dude. It was wild.
I don't think when me and Chris did any of those, ours was pretty much generic. Hey, this is the 5 W's of what's happening, and this is your PSC's a point of contacts if something does happen, right? But
you can't avoid it, but at the same time, you definitely don't steer into it like that, right? It's you try to keep it as generic as possible. I think Jerry and I reinforced that, hey, this is still a combat zone.
Yeah,
we're still deploying into harm's way. And to be completely honest, for the one that Jerry and I were on together, it was very much we don't really know what we're doing besides helping close down Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And so at some point we're going to be forced to start sending people home, and they're probably going to be coming home piecemeal. So small units at a time.
Yep.
But I can only tell you what the orders say right now. The orders say 9 months.
Yeah.
So every single one of y'all need to be prepared that we're going to be deployed to Afghanistan for 9 months. If we were able to go home early, great. If not, then 9 months. And we'll make a call if and when that changes. So.
Do you feel like you were prepared, Doc?
Absolutely not.
You were just like, I'm not sure you were excited, right? Because
so I was kind of bummed because like I got there so late. I missed the GOAT lab. Oops, I don't think I can say that, but I missed the BC, what do they call it, BCT3. I missed that, and what they gave me though, even though I got hazed, this is gonna sound weird, but it really gave me that attitude, like where the hard times are going, you just got to keep going, because that's what really pushed me through Afghanistan, was this shit doesn't last forever, and we had a lot of hard moments, and I think that I was definitely unprepared. Your training definitely in AIT definitely does not translate over, and I didn't get to spend any time with the PA before then. I didn't have a senior line medic, right, because I was an HHC, so I got moved to the line the day before we deployed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think too, man. Like no one understands like the stress of being a doc. Like you go into like, infantry guy. He goes into. He does these live fires. He does all these things that he's prepared himself for. It's unleashing hell on the enemy, right? And that's what they're supposed to be doing, right? And sometimes it comes back on us, right? And then, having a young medic go overseas and just thinking in their head, like the reason why I ask you is that because, am I prepared to like save someone's life? Am I prepared to, put my finger in a wound or something? Like I might have to do all that kind of stuff. And sometimes it's going to be coming down to me, doing the right things to save somebody and get them off the battlefield. So I just couldn't imagine the stress of that, man. It's just, it's crazy.
It definitely was hard too, because like I said, I got to the line the day before we left. So I remember just hanging out with my my aunt and my brother and my girlfriend at the time. We were hanging out, and it was late, man. It was probably like 11 o'clock at night, and I got a phone call from some random number, obviously, but you're a private, you got to pick up every number. And I picked it up, and he's like, "Hey, is this Trevino?" I'm like, "Yes, who's this?" And then he's like, "Hey, it's I'm gonna mention him. He's about to be Sergeant Major, so I'm gonna mention him." He's like, "It's Sergeant Wilcox," and I was like, "Hey, Sergeant, what's up?" He's like, "Hey, sorry to break it to you. You're coming to Charlie Company. I need you to report over here tomorrow for the manifest." And I was like, all right. But I was like, "Sorry, my B bag's with HHC." That was the first thing in my head. I was like, and then he's like, "Don't worry about that. You get to the company tomorrow." And I was like, "All right." And I stayed up all night. I was like, what does this mean? Like, I didn't even remember where Charlie Company was going. So I kind of was just like, I was scared. I was scared, right? Because I was like, man, what am I gonna be doing? I'm like, they didn't tell me what I was doing. The guy that I replaced, he got out of the deployment by popping hot on a drug test, and I found out that day. So obviously the platoon is disgruntled, right? This medic they've spent time with, and he basically abandoned them, right? And here I am, freaking brand new teenager, reporting to Charlie Company 136, and yeah, man, the weapon I had was rusted shut. I remember I got in trouble with that, and I didn't have a sling. I was an 8-up private, man. I was an 8-up private, dude.
How was your platoon sergeant when you first reported in?
No, I'll say because I would tell it to his face.
It's all learning here, right? So
yeah, I would tell it to his face too, and everybody in the platoon agrees with me, to include my PL. And but he was probably the worst human being on this earth. He was not just a bad NCO, but he was a terrible human being. He told multiple soldiers on the deployment, like, hey, you should just go kill yourself. You should just do stuff. He would tell soldiers that on the deployment. And he actually got relieved from his position, like, I think we're like 4 months in for being fat. So, yeah, nobody talks to him now.
So when you first came into that platoon and you linked up with them in Afghanistan, right? Is that what you said?
No, I was still at an HC Fort Bliss. I was still at Fort Bliss.
You linked up with those guys, right? How did they like kind of receive you?
It was rough because my squad leader, weapon squad, specialist promotable Hamilton, he just got out. He's one of my best friends now, but he was hard, right? Because he was a promotable specialist, so he was very, very hard. And man, I was not ready for that platoon at first. I didn't know how to go in, right? I didn't know if I should go in aggressively or so I took the quiet approach, right? Because I didn't want to really talk trash or whatever. But man, I was getting called cherry this, cherry that, freaking left and right. Freaking doc, your weapon, you need to clean your fucking weapon because it was rusted shut. I don't know how it was rusted shut. It wasn't even my weapon. It was the guy took over, and no sling. They're like, man, you're just an 8-up private. And I was like, yeah, I mean, like, dude, I've been in the Army September to December, and I had the 30-day block leave. Yep. I didn't do any field problems. I didn't do a range. I did 1-0 range. Dude, I remember when I went to sorry to backtrack, but when I went to the range, I didn't even have plates. So I went to the range without plates on. like that's how much of an 8-up private I was, because like I just didn't have that mentorship, I guess you could say, or that first line supervisor.
I don't think a medic touches the M4 much at all outside of deployment.
I mean, you got to do your qual.
Well, right? I mean, you got to do your qual, like whatever. But I don't know. I don't know how a weapon ends up like that in the arms room. But
dude, it was bad, man. I remember that we couldn't even break it down. We couldn't take the BCG out. Nothing.
So you took the quiet approach, right? And then
I sure did.
Did you slowly kind of work your way? And you had to deal with that platoon sergeant, and then.
So he didn't really talk to me much. Once I got my weapon squad leader, Hamilton, shout out Hamilton. I was more towards him the whole time. So it was very like didn't really talk to platoon sergeant too much. That's it really. I mean, I was really with the weapon squad leader more than anything.
So it sounds like how did y'all kind of task order break down? Because typically, like I don't want to say I've never seen it where the medic goes with the weapon squad leader, but typically the medic goes with the senior NCO, right?
You're right, yeah. So it was kind of weird. They said that we were like doing like a small deployment, like we didn't really bring our whole company or the whole platoon. So I figured like, so when I was in Afghanistan, I was with the platoon sergeant, but like I don't know, anything that I like needed personally, I fell under him. Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's weird. That's kind of weird for me to see that. Like,
dude, it was. But this is how the platoon sergeant was. He was very he didn't even go on missions with us. It was weird, man. Like he went on one mission with us, but he kept saying, "I'm about to retire, so I'm not gonna do anything with y'all," and all this other stuff. So it was pretty rough first deployment. But I mean, I thank God for our platoon leader. He's one of my best friends, Jack Ryan. You guys seen him around, but he's a good dude, man. That was a awesome officer. Huh?
Did he come on your show?
Yep, he was on my first episode. He was on my live. He's on my lives. We talk almost every day. You know, Jack Ryan is one of the best officers I've ever met. Yeah,
there's some great officers out there, man.
Yeah,
there's one on the screen right here.
Yeah, I love Chris, man.
I don't know, man. So
my platoon sergeant after this guy was amazing, though.
Yeah, where'd you guys go? What province did you guys?
We went to Kandahar. We were in the Maywan district.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, we were right by the Arghandab River.
Yep.
Oh yeah, where we're on Kap Panklay.
Is it Chris? Going back to what Mac was saying last episode, is this the same striker unit?
I think it is. I don't think it was 136, but
because we had a guest on our last episode, Doc, and he was an Argonaut too.
Yeah.
But they replaced a striker unit that went to absolute hell.
Yeah.
So
it probably was us, man. We lost 6 guys, and then we multiple injuries. Yeah.
How did so when you guys got there, right? Did you guys ride in the strikers? Did you guys get away from the strikers? Did you?
So
how did you guys kind of
like how we got to the cop?
Yeah, like how'd your tactics with those things go in Afghanistan? Like how did you guys?
So when we first, obviously, you get to Kandahar, and then we left, and we it's funny, man. It was like we're in the Chinook, and then you hear all the NCOs are like, "Hey, there's Pakistan." Yeah. There's Pakistan, and I'm like, I don't know anything. I'm still oblivious right to this point. Like I feel like I don't know anything. We land and we're starting to we see the torch party, and the Peaches is down. What do you hear? Like they're shooting the Peaches. And I'm like, dude, what in the world are we doing here, man? And then
what'd you think of the heat? You're like,
it was cold. No, we went in December. It was cold.
Yeah,
it was cold. It was freezing. What sucked, I think, the most is because we had a squad size OP that we had to what's the word? Like pull guard on or whatever. Like 2 weeks. Like it was like every 2 weeks we had to go out there. That sucked. That was hell on earth because we had to walk with the damn water cans, the MRE boxes, rounds. You know what I mean? Because it was a squad size, so we had to walk over there because you couldn't take. I don't know, for some reason you couldn't take the striker over there.
Yeah, that's what I was asking because I know a lot of people got away from Humvees and shit. I don't know if you guys are still rolling around with those things or what.
Yeah, no, they used them to our advantage, but it definitely had its issues. And from speaking to people that used them in Iraq and stuff like that, it just wasn't the right place to be using the striker.
Yeah.
Maybe over in Helmand where we were or something like that, but definitely not where I was and where Mac was and where.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the thing would always get stuck, man. It was just too heavy.
So do you? So you went on. You got there. You guys got on the ground, assumed operation stuff, and you're still trying to fit in as the medic. And stuff. How long do you think it took you to get kind of into the end with the platoon?
I would say probably the first month, right? Right. You know, once we did that first rotation to the OP, and they knew I wasn't gonna just cry and complain, and I think that was what really did it, like for us. You know, like I remember we had to we put through fire and ammo cans to stay warm. So I think that that was part of our stuff. You know, like our hardship.
So do you have like pressure? You're like, hey man, I gotta prove myself, and two, I'm like any minute I could be treating a casualty. Like that's like.
Yeah, I'd never thought about it, right? Like I think that's my ignorance as a young kid. I just was like, nothing can happen to us, and until it did, right? Yeah. You know, that's like the thing's the ignorance.
How long do you think it was? Do you remember when? Probably not. But looking back on it now, when people started referring to you as, oh, that's my doc, that's our doc.
Yeah, that was probably like in like I said, the first month. I think because of that shared hardship, people were like, that's doc, and then. You have all the guys are like, yeah, he took over freaking Middleton spot, you know, the medic I replaced, and you know, people really liked me, like, because I would actually hang out with them. I'd go like play freaking spades with them. I'd go to the chow hall with them, and I think people, I think they were more receptive to me because of that, you know. And then I just started becoming one of the guys, man. I started opening up little by little, and you You know what also helped was the gym, right? You show you're not weak in the gym. Like people are like, yeah, there you go.
That's a big one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a sense of trust too, man. Because those guys just don't like you when you're an outsider, you're HSC. Like,
yeah.
We don't really trust
in infantry platoons, man. We love our attachments when we are right. Y'all are that special toy that we will move heaven and earth to try to save and keep with us. It's the same with you guys, same with Fisters, right? When our fire support guys, because we wouldn't have that habitual relationship with you guys. Yeah, y'all would come out there for training if we went and did live fires or something like that. We'd get to play with Fisters or we'd get to play with the medics. But it wasn't until we did something bigger where we got you guys on that habitual relationship, or long-term relationship, rather. And then, I mean, it was. I know from my perspective, with my docs that I had at the platoon and company, and my fire support officers and NCOs that I had, man, I almost like them more than I like the platoon and the company.
That's a true statement. Yeah. Did you? I don't want to get too much into it, but
you can.
How long was it?
Whatever you want to talk about.
What was it? I don't want to get. How long was it before you actually had to do your job?
Man. I remember my first. I had a mask out, my first casualties.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was our fault, but Striker's just a huge vehicle, so we're going down Highway 1, and I already had a bad run-in with my first sergeant, right? Because this is a funny story. I'll tell you after. But I had a bad run-in with my first sergeant. My platoon sergeant was a POS. We're going down the highway, and all I feel is a bump, and I'm like, "What the hell was that?" And then they drop the ramp, and it's just you're surrounded by probably like 60 Afghans. We freaking hit some with the Strikers, right? And so they're like, "Doc, you need to start treating them." And then I see 3 of them, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like, and honestly, it just clicked in my head what I needed to do, right? Like, it was just like, all right, triage, see who I need to sustain first, and then I'm treating, and then I'm like, we gotta get out of here, man. Like the Afghans are around us, right? We're just a platoon, and I'm like, man, we gotta get out of here. So I asked the first sergeant, I was like, "Hey, first sergeant," I was like, "Should we medevac them?" He's like, "I don't know. What do you think?" And I looked down the highway, and I'm like, "No, we can make it." So we threw them in the back of the Striker. They just sat back there with me, and we drove to Fab Pasab, and I handed them off, and man, they gave me such a good report to my company commander. Man, it was like that everybody was hearing about it. That's because I was the first one to get a casualty out of so we have the senior line medic, and then 3 of us, right?
Did you guys like run over a car or something?
Oh man, we ran over a lot of stuff, man. Let's say a person, a bike, a car. It was with the mine roller though. Mine roller kind of just sticks out. So like, yeah. So.
But I when you go back to like the first sergeant saying whatever you think, Doc, I think that's like a true statement too, man. Like,
yeah.
Like if you're any good NCO, like, and you're dealing with an event like that, like, even if I'm a platoon sergeant, man, I'm getting like the 9 line going, I'm doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm mad respect, and I take, whatever the medic says, man. Like he's doing this. This is his job. It's like, hey, sergeant, like we need to get these guys out of here now, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm taking that guidance, man, and I'm like, we're going to support to do that
for sure.
Like you're like the medical expert on the ground, bro. Like,
Man, it was rough though because I still was paying my GI Bill, man. So I didn't
That's
really.
That's what I'm saying. It's like an E4. Sometimes it's E3, E4. It's like, and the good ones are very animated. They'll tell the senior leader like, "Hey, like, there's no attack." Or like, "Hey, he's fucking going." Like, he's got to get on the helicopter.
And what's crazy? Like I said about my first sergeant, I had a bad run-in with him because my best friend Chris McNeil, I'm gonna name him, but he punched a board over there, right? So. This is a completely unrelated incident, but that's what I'm telling you. I had a bad relation with the first sergeant. He's like, all right. He was going to get medevaced to Kandahar to get x-rayed and stuff. And we missed the freaking bird. So the helicopter lands, right? And we're just staring at it. Like me and him were just staring at it. And then my first sergeant comes and he's like, what the fuck happened? And I was just like, I got up, prayed rest. I was like, I don't know, first sergeant. And he's like, how do you not know that was the bird? And I was like, it was a civilian aircraft. I'm like, I don't know.
Wow.
And yeah, so that was my bad run in, but I earned his respect after that casualty day because he was like,
now what rank are you right now? PFC?
I'm still PFC, yeah. But the biggest story I like to tell people was like, I'm still paying my GI Bill. Like, I'm not even a year in the Army yet. Yeah, so it was rough. And then, like I said, no NTC, no field problems. Like, I don't know anything, right?
Did you have to do were you like the platoon sick call guy every morning, or like,
nah,
come see me in the morning before you go
man, we had a
showing up
weird,
with like lumps under nuts and
dude, we went through a dysentery point too. And nah, honestly, like, this is gonna sound wrong, but I told my platoon, I was like, we keep everything in house. So like, basically, like, I'd go over, like, so at some point we were sleeping in the aid station, and then for some reason the first sergeant wanted all the medics in their own platoon tents. So when I said that, I was like, hey, we all keep everything in the house. So I went with my platoon, and they would come to me and say, hey, this is what's going on. Hey, this is what I have. And so I would just go back to the aid station, grab whatever I needed, and come back. So like the senior line medic, he didn't really care too much.
Why didn't you put all the medics in one tent?
No, not in one tent, but like our own platoon tents.
Oh,
yeah. So like, I was first platoon. I was next to the platoon sergeant.
Okay,
they did. I think they did it because of how fast QRF was always going on.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was rough, man. It was rough.
How did the rest of the deployment go for you after that? Like, you're pretty much seasoned after that incident.
Yeah.
I'm kind of making my name for myself in the platoon.
Oh yeah, man. The whole company loved me, man. It was like, I want Doc. I want this Doc. Like, but it's because I did what infantry guys were doing. I was always working out. I was talking trash. I was fighting with them. I'm like, I'm just doing the infantry thing. Like, and I would say, I don't know if I was complacent, but I definitely became, I wouldn't say fearless, but there was multiple times I was tested my own life. I kind of just was numb to things,
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, this one time, my squad leader, he made me run like 200 yards to go to another striker that was blown up by myself across the desert that wasn't clear.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I always tell that story, and people are like, why would he do that? I'm like, dude, I have no idea. So all I did was just run on the tire tracks to these people. And I remember I got in trouble for it. They're like, you could have got blown up. You could have done this. And I was like, dude, I'm not thinking about them. I'm thinking about the people that were injured. Right. Like, it's just, at 19 years old, that's all I could thought about was my job. And that's probably why it was probably the hardest thing getting out of that deployment. Because at 19, I felt so much level of responsibility.
I think people don't understand either. It's like, they think about how much a doc sees. Like, like a medic sees all the horrible shit. It's like, in the platoon, sometimes you can shield some of the guys because they're not there with the squad.
Right.
They haven't seen that. But the medic is always going to, most of the time, will be at the shitty moments, right? So like having a young POC to like, come back, and I still think about medics. Guys have been through some hard combat and seen some really tough stuff. It's those memories are still in their head, man. I like the medics is such. It's such an. It's like, to me, that's why I have so respect for those guys.
Yeah,
what you guys do, man. So
yeah,
I think you were Rambo for a little bit.
Yeah, I felt like even I remember my friend Smith. He told me one time I was coming out. He's like, "Man, Doc, you look like a superhero," and I'm like, "Dude." I was like, yeah, but I was still that. I remember that was when I turned 20. But I think it's because we went through like this weird Afghan takeover, the cop mission. It was weird. Like, we had a bunch of like villagers, and it was okay. So the day before that, that's when we lost Recon 5. So it was May 4th. I think y'all saw me post it, and then we had to go take over their cop, our platoon, while the whole company left. So there's 13 of us taking over a whole cop. And security. Yeah, there's some like battalion aid station people there, but right next to it is an SF compound. And I remember being in the tent, the MWR, and my PO comes up to me. He's like, "Doc, you need to come to the talk." And I was like, "All right." So I go to the talk, and he's like, "You see that?" And I'm like, I was like, "What is it?" Like, the peaches in the air. And then he's like, "It's about 300 Afghans coming over here." And I was like, "Oh shit." And then he was like, "Hey, go to the front with Sergeant Roberts." And I was like, "All right." So I go up to the front. Yeah, you hear it's just chaotic, man. You just hear the yelling. I'm building up to this moment that goes like to nothing, but You just hear yelling. My friend throws a flashbang to stop the crowd. The ANCOP is going out. You just hear like AKs and 240s, and like you see the SF guys come out in their Polarises, right? Freaking just driving, going crazy. And I'm like, dude, what in the hell is going on? They pulled the striker to the front, point the 50 cal. And I'm like, dude, we're gonna get overran. I'm like, this is gonna be like terrible. The ANCOP killed so many of these people, they just stopped, right? They just stopped coming. Damn. And that's when they brought them all to the SF compound. And I went over there with the Deltas to go help them because they had like 30 casualties. So I went over there by myself to help them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was crazy though. Because
how do you do all this stuff, Doc? Yeah. And like those things that you've seen in your career as a medic. How do you still, I guess doing a podcast is something that helps, but I mean, does a lot of those things, like those bad memories, bro, or I don't know. Like,
yeah, when I was young, like I say that like if I'm so old, no offense, guys, but when I was younger, when I was younger, it definitely affected me a lot, right? Like I definitely didn't want to live no more, especially when my best friend died. My best friend died during that May 4th thing, and then in July we lost a guy that we had to go recover his body. That sucked. It was definitely not easy dealing with what's going on. Even now, like, I mean, just thinking about it right now, like my voice gets kind of shaky thinking about it and stuff. Yeah. But it's important to know that, everybody else, everybody goes through hardship. So it's important that we all share our story. Mm-hmm. And, I think how I really deal with it now is kind of like, this is wrong. Not wrong, but it's definitely rough for me to say that, hey, you got to get over it, man. Like they wouldn't want you being all freaking depressed and stuff like that.
No, I agree with that.
My wife doesn't deserve it. My daughter doesn't deserve it. My friends, my family, they don't deserve that misery in me going through something like that.
So was there a time where you're like, I can't be Rambo anymore? Was like shit, man, you go out there, some bullets come past the head, you're like, I'm out of here. I'm not doing that shit again. Like, was there like they kind of slowed you down on the risk that you were taking, or was it like deployment?
It was after we lost my friend Stokely. He was in 3rd platoon. That was a bad day. The 3rd platoon, they got lured into like a WADI system, and they Stokely the lieutenant stepped on an ID, lost both of his legs, and then we spread out to take cover. This is from what I'm hearing from them. I wasn't there, obviously. So Stokely and the AG laid down, and Stokely lays on this ID, and he dies instantly. The AG freaking gets flown, hits a tree, breaks his ribs, and then I forgot I think they were civil affairs, dude. That dude lost part of his arm. And in that moment, I knew that I couldn't. The reason I felt like in that moment I couldn't be so reckless anymore is because when we were exfilling with Stokely's body, the guy in front of me, it was a Sergeant First Class Simmons. He steps on an IED and it didn't go off. Mm-hmm. And when we sat back and I was sitting there, I was like, I can't be reckless like this no more. I was like, we literally just lost one guy. And that was a hard loss too, because we actually had to recover body parts. Like it was real tough. And that one really got to me the most, because I was like, I can't be reckless like this no more. Like it could happen at any moment. And thankfully that IED didn't go off, because I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah. Especially being such a key enabler for a platoon. Like, you're like the medic. The last thing the guys need is a medic.
I was carrying grenades, 240 rounds, whatever we needed to win. That's it. I was more or less worried about being a medic.
That's the last thing. I think that's a fear of all of us is, hearing the medics down. I go, shit, like now we got to do what he wants. Like, it's kind of, anyways.
So Doc, I want to sorry real quick, Jerry. Doc, I want to go back. Obviously, you and I have talked, you and Jerry have talked, and I've shared my story with you, and you asked us a similar. I'm assuming you asked Jerry a similar question that he just asked you. I know you asked me a similar question: is how do you pick yourself up? How do you keep going? And I admire your answer in that it's your family doesn't deserve that version of you that just goes to the fuck it zone, right?
Yeah.
But what I'll tell you, from my opinion, from my point of view at least, is you deserve to be able to go through that grieving process, even if it's still going on, man.
Right.
14 years later.
Yeah.
Right. 14 years removed.
Yeah.
Jerry and I, the soldiers we commanded, they're still going, right? And it's difficult. I still have bad days.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about being able to process that so that your daughter, your wife, when you're with them, you're actually in the moment, right?
Yeah.
In that moment, not in the bad moment.
Exactly.
You got to be able to figure that out, and I think you have done that. But I just want to make sure everybody knows that.
Right.
That, listen, it's we might say you fuck it, man. Like my family deserves me to be here. I deserve to be here. Yes. But you also, every person that listens to this that has gone through a traumatic experience like this, you got to be able to figure out how to process that.
Yep.
Shut it down and shoving it down and shoving it down. All that does is that results in more and more trauma that's just going to build and build and build, and eventually it explodes, right?
Yeah.
And so, I applaud you for being able to do that.
Yeah.
It's rough, man.
It was about 8 years later is when I finally was like, I was able to process it. And it's gonna sound tacky, but I did this because the therapist told me to do it. I wrote my best friend was on that May 4th mission, and I didn't know until like days later that he died. And I carried that so long because he lost he had 2 daughters, and we're the same age, from the same area, kind of. And I was like, why couldn't it have been me, man? Like I've always struggled with that, the survivor's guilt, right? I wish it was me or type thing.
Yeah.
And finally, when like 8 years later, I did what a therapist told me to do like 5 years before. She's like, write a letter, tie it to a balloon, and then I did. So I wrote a letter to him. I tied it to a balloon, and I felt like I just let go. Mm-hmm. It was like it sounds weird, right? Like at first I was like, I'm a man, I ain't gonna do that shit. But I ended up doing it, and I just felt like it floated away. Like it just kind of weird.
I think that's good, man. I never heard anybody do that. That's pretty. I think when you said the survivor's guilt too, I think that's for me. That's the hardest thing for me to battle too. Like, I think for getting out, and especially in retirement now and doing all these things, it's like, man, that's like my number one thing, right? So, it sucks, man. We all find ways to cope, and I think
we have to
doing that. But
we have.
So how long were you guys did that deployment? How long was that a year deployment?
No, it was 9 months. It was 9 months. Yeah, we got home like what was it, like August 20th or something like that.
Yeah,
2013.
Yeah.
So I've been in the Army 1
year.
1 year and 5 months. Yeah.
So you're 1 year, 5 months, and you've already treated casualties. You've been running through fucking fire, carrying grenades.
You're doing stupid, just being stupid. Yeah.
You probably added fucking 15 years of your life to that deployment. So when you got, is there anything else do you want to touch on that deployment that is pretty important, or?
I know we lost. People tend to forget about them, but don't forget. No, that's not what I mean. But like, we don't mention him. Like, some people don't mention him as much. But this guy named Sergeant Thomas, I felt so bad for that guy. He burned to death, as in like he got burning JP fuel, and then like I'm not laughing like that, but he went to the hospital and he died later from his burn. I think that I don't know what the hell we were thinking for that. And then I don't know if I've ever actually told you guys this story. And the reason the Recon 5 died that I posted about the other day, they were picking up apples on a road. So like this truck tipped over and it had a bunch of apples clogged up the highway. So they took our recon element to go pick up the apples. And then when they all were there, that's when the ID went off. They blew up the ID. So it's definitely like I always wanted to ask the officer, right? He's a 3-star general now. I always wanted to ask him like, could you have said no? I mean, I'm not saying, obviously, there's ways to do it. I'm not the high ranking officer or whatever, but I know a lot of people that I know were like, want to know, like, could he have said no to something like that? So it's rough.
That's a hard one, man.
Yeah, it was tough.
the decisions that we make in combat, man, sometimes aren't, they're tough ones,
Yeah, I know, for sure. But yeah, that was my only deployment in my career. Yeah, it was man, I was chasing that dragon though, like bad. Yeah, but Afghanistan it seemed like the war was dying down, right? We closed down the cops. They were like only those big fobs now. And then, I mean, when Donald Trump got elected the first time, I think he was not doing combat patrols in Afghanistan anymore.
Yeah.
So like I just knew. Plus, when I got promoted to sergeant, it was like over. Like I'm never gonna do that again unless I went to like selection or something.
So how do you think you changed from day one of the deployment, Doc, to the day you stepped foot on a plane to come back home?
Oh man, dramatically.
How do you think you were mentally? How do you think was it just were you grown up more? Like, how does
it? Well, first off, like Chris said, it took me a long time to like process and cope, and I definitely matured a lot. My first marriage, I went through a lot because I was just a young kid. I think because I just cheated death. I needed to start a family, right? And I think that's what a lot of soldiers do. And plus, everybody wants to feel loved too. So like, I got married real early. That was terrible. Like I said, I went through a lot of stuff, man. I had the cops call on me for
Did
domestic.
You get married? You said you got married before. Was she your wife when you were deployed, right? Like,
yeah. So I got married to her. Like, dude, I did the typical private thing. Nobody be laughing around here, but I got married to her like a month after I met her. So, but yeah, I felt that's who I have my daughter with, and yeah, we were together for a long time. It was like 7 years, but it was hard. I was struggling with a lot of stuff, and I recognize that now. I'm not afraid to admit it. That I had a lot of anger issues, man, a lot of resentment, a lot of guilt, and it was hidden. So like you said, it was just like a ball. Like I kept just like throwing it away. I've never cried about it up until like maybe a couple years ago, and it was just, man, it just exploded, and it was like every day I seemed like, and freaking El Paso P's getting called. I'm freaking getting called to the battalion commander, battalion sergeant major's office. Like, I look back on it and I'm like, fuck, that's embarrassing as hell, dude. Like, you gotta get it together, like, but at the time, I wasn't really thinking about that. I was so selfish, it was just very like, I didn't know how to process it. I really didn't know how to.
Yeah.
So I just drank and ate a lot, I almost got kicked out of the army because I was overweight. I ate and drank so much, and like, it was rough though. I mean, 19 years old, I didn't know what to do, man. It was rough.
Yeah. When you came back, Doc, did you? So when did you meet your wife, your current wife? Was that after that?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Oh. It was like way after that. Way after.
Okay,
that.
So when you came back, man, did you have a different approach to training, like as a medic? Like things to new. Like how is your mindset going forward as soon as you get back in your job and as a person to like the new guys that are coming in or the how did you how was it?
Man, I was fucking hard on these guys, man. Like I was so hard. I don't know if I was coping with it though, because I was hard on myself, right? Like I knew, especially when Stokely died and I went, and they didn't have their medic when he died, so I've carried that a lot too. Like, what if I would have been there? What if I would have been there?
Oh no.
And but I was always hard on other medics because I was like, this could happen to you. And I honestly, when I got older, finally in the army, I finally told, like, I don't want it to happen to people. So like, I didn't want I always wanted to take my junior medic spots, like, hey man, I'll do it for you. Don't worry about it. Cause I didn't want them to go through that. Cause there was another mission literally a year after they rolled over a striker. We were driving too fast and, he got crushed by a range box, and it was like almost the same scene, like when Recon 5 blowed up, and it was the same like sunset type, and it was just like.
Was that a home station? Was that a home?
Yeah, station? It was a home station, man. They got a lot of trouble because they weren't wearing their harnesses or nothing. Yeah. But man, it was just we just wanted to get home. So how everybody starts taking risk. We're gonna drive faster. Yeah, I was real hard on. But to answer your question, I was real hard on infantrymen, like docs, because I wanted to make sure people were ready mentally, because you could do all the training in the world, but not everybody's gonna respond the way your training goes.
Yeah. When did you pick up E5? When did you pick up?
Dude, yeah. So like I said, man, I had a lot of hardships, man. So it took me 5 years to pick up E5.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that because I learned a lot about myself, about adversity. Because one of my best friends, he killed himself, suicide by cop. So that was another moment that I went through drinking and eating a lot. So I almost got kicked out of the Army a second time. So almost got kicked out 2013. But my commander, man, he was awesome, man. He was real supportive of me in 2013. 2016, that's when my friend did that suicide by cop. He had bad PTSD, got in a huge firefight with a bunch of police officers, killed one person, and man, that ate me up a lot, dude, because I was the last person he talked to about that. And I had to do a lot of stuff. I had to get interviewed by the FBI. Had a bunch of stuff going on. And so finally when I pulled it together out of that, it took me about a year to get pulled out of that, a year and a half. And that's when I first pinned E5.
Did you get pinned when you were in the infantry unit, or
no? I was part of a Apache unit. Man, it was easy to look like a star in an Apache unit. I'll tell y'all right now. It's easy. All you gotta do is say the NCO creed, Soldier's Creed, and win some boards, man. Shit.
Do you think, Doc, looking at the medical, like the medics, I know like they do those rotations, right? Where they have to go into a hospital, or like they have to be on the line somewhere. They have to be in an aviation unit. Right. Do you think that stuff is, because a lot of those guys, they want to be in the hospital. They don't want to.
Yeah, I did.
Be like, what's your thoughts on that, man? I don't know. Like,
man, Army hospitals are like, man, they're toxic, dude. Yeah. Like, and that's not the real Army, man. You guys are the real Army, right? Like the battalion commander and battalion sergeant major are down, right? Like that's the real Army. Yeah. And I think it's not good for soldiers to go there right away, but I understand the mission. I'm just saying I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Do you think there's complacency or I know they have the medics that work in like the aid stations and are the surgical guys, but like at Fort Bragg hospital working somewhere. Like I don't know. Like the guys want to do that. I don't know if they stay maintaining their skills doing something because they get the routine shit and it's not challenging.
Yeah, I definitely don't think. I mean, you get to learn some stuff. You get to get it with a good doc, or a good nurse. But, dude, honestly, it's like ER stuff.
Yeah,
and to me, that's not fun. But I mean, I don't think it's a good idea for them to go first. But I understand the mission. They got to do it. They don't keep up with their tactical medical skills, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
No, it's hard, right? Because again, you're putting somebody into an unusual non-Army situation that's now. So imagine you, a young 19-year-old, if that had been where you first went, straight out of basic AIT, they put you into the, I guess, Fort Bliss has a hospital.
Yeah.
So they assign you there instead of sending you to 136. It does. It sets you up for failure. I think it's got to be a rotational thing, and I know that's the way that the Army medical system tries to treat it. Right? Is you go down to the line for a little bit, and then you kind of come back up, or you go to the aid station, or you come back up.
Yeah.
Right? It's about broadening you as a soldier to increase your skills in different areas, trauma. Working in the ER, whatever.
Yeah.
So that when you go back down to the line, or the next time you go back down to the line, you're better prepared. You'll be able to take lessons learned from your deployment, whatever.
Yeah.
But I've never agreed with when I see in units where they take brand new privates and they put them in situations like that, because it's not the real Army.
No.
And I remember I was. It was actually this job here. I had to do a promotion selection board, if you will, for the National Guard, and one of them was a recommendation for direct commission to in AMED to first lieutenant.
Yeah.
And so we interview the candidate. She does really well. Hopefully she'll do well in the military. But she was asking us all the right questions. She's like, so what's it going to be like? And blah, 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 blah. And finally, I was like, look, because it's me and two National Guard officers. I was like, look, you are being hired to go work in a hospital, right? So she wasn't going to go to the line. She wasn't going to go to a battalion or anything like that. She was basically getting hired to go work in a hospital.
Yeah.
Look, the situation you're going into, while you will be a commissioned officer in the United States Army, and your number one duty, and I cannot impress this upon you enough, is that first and foremost, you are a soldier.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you are walking into is it's completely different. Yep. So the hardest thing you're going to have to worry about, man, is keeping your composure and realizing that the people you work with, when you're working with that private who's not wearing a uniform but they're in scrubs, or you're working with that doctor who's a colonel or whatever who's wearing scrubs and no rank, that's not Bill, that's not Todd, that's not Janice, whoever.
Yeah.
Right? And so to thrust a young 18, 19-year-old into that and then pull them out and then put them on the line, you're setting them failure big time.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I've seen some badass medics though. Like there's some dudes out there that are a couple of qualified guys. Yeah.
Yeah, they're capable.
Hey, so you came back from Afghanistan and then you went to the aviation unit.
Yeah, so I was at Fort Bliss for 3 more years, and then I left to Fort Wainwright, Alaska.
What was your thoughts on that? Like,
shit, that was the best duty station ever. That was the best duty station ever.
Really? Like Wainwright?
Yeah, I loved Wainwright. I'd live there.
I tried to go there a couple times, man. It never worked out.
I've never wanted to go there, but I've always heard like people that go there liked it, and then they ended up coming away with like 5 kids, because what else are you going to do up at Wainwright, Alaska?
Yeah.
How was the medics' mindset in an aviation unit?
Man,
are
like
they
you said, man, like it definitely changed me a lot.
Do they have like an aid? They have like an aid station?
Yeah, the MTOP sucks, man. So it was myself, NCOIC, a doc, and a PA, and then another soldier, and that's all we had.
Oh wow!
And then we still had to do field problems. We still had to run the aid station, flight physicals. Man, it was that really taught me admin shit.
They have like a dust off company. Like, was there like a?
That's in the Black Hawk. Okay. Yeah, there was we had another battalion. It was 152. Yeah, I didn't want. I didn't think of it. So I actually had the opportunity to do that. I messed that up because that was during my time when I was going through my hardship, and but I'll never forget his name, Eric Emmons. He told me, he's like, that brotherhood you had, you'll never see it again in the aviation. So then I was like, fuck, man. I was like, I don't want to be here.
I'm telling you, man. Like I told you, I don't know if I told you a story, but I was in Honduras, sergeant major in Honduras, and there was like 2 battalions on this base. It was me, my battalion, and then the aviation battalion.
Yeah.
And my buddy, their CSM was like he was an awesome dude, man.
Yeah.
But they were like, hey, he came up to me one time. He's like, hey, Jerry, like, I want to send you an invite to our club. I was like, what club are you talking about? He's like, it's invite only. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, come down to the bar, man. So I went down to this bar. It had like a Chinook out like front on it. It's like, it looked like a shit shack, bro. But you need an invite to go in there. And I went in there with him, and they were doing some fucking wild shit, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, these dudes, everybody had Hawaiian shirts on, like.
Yeah. Were they Top Gun, dude?
I don't. Dude. It felt like it, man. It was just crazy. It was cool as hell, man. It was cool. It was just it was just a different, like,
it's a different army.
It wasn't so like structured or whatever, but they get paid to fly, man, and they party when they can. So
no, it's definitely a good experience though, man. I enjoyed my time there. Definitely.
So did you get out of the army there?
I got out of the army there in 2020 of October.
What made you want to get out of the army?
My daughter, man. Me and her mother, we went through a bad divorce. She left me when I was in Korea, and I just wasn't seeing her anymore. COVID just happened. You know, I wasn't I didn't see her, and I wanted to get back to San Antonio, man. I was willing to do anything to get back to San Antonio to see my kid. And nope, they were like, the closest we can get you is Fort Hood. So and I was like, nah, I'm not doing this, man. Because I was gonna go run a hospital, dude, and they run Panamas over there. So I was gonna run the hospital. I was gonna run the ER.
Yeah.
So it was like 4 on 3 off, 4 on 3 off, and I was like, dude, that's not gonna work out when she gets.
You were staff sergeant at that point, though, when you got out, right?
Yeah, I got out when I was staff sergeant, staff sausage. Yep.
Yeah,
definitely.
So
it was good though, man. I had a good time though, man. Had a good time. Learned a lot.
Did you have a hard transition?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
People are not the same people, man, on the outside. I know when people are like, you know, it's easier on the inside. I was like, yeah, that's true. I was like, it is, because, man, dude, it's people, you know, your personalities, man, it's just different. You're especially like at a young age, like you guys know, you guys both went in real young, you know, your personalities kind of molded by the military, you know, so yeah, institutionalized. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, brainwash, just say it.
It is. Yeah, especially, dude, like, I mean, you go to combat so early in your life, you know, that's what you know, and it's weird. Yeah. But it was weird because I had 2 soldiers when I got out. They were one of them was 41 or 37 or something like that, and the other one was like 32. So, and I was like 25. I was like 25, 26, and that taught me a lot too. Like, you know, I couldn't. It was hard because they were older than me. They had more life.
Didn't they just extend the age requirement to come in? Didn't they just do that recently? They I
think it was 36.
I thought it was like 42 or something now.
Maybe.
Something like
I'm not too sure, Chris. You're the guy.
I don't know how anybody could do that, man. Like,
yeah, it's hard. Yeah,
it's not an easy life, bro.
No, I remember when my soldier, she was like I said, she was 37, and we went to NTC. She had a rough time, man. I felt so bad for her because she just was not ready for it, man.
Yeah,
mentally, she was just not ready for it.
Yeah.
I think about all the dumb shit that I've volunteered to do. There's no way in hell I'd be able to do that in my late 30s.
Yeah, with your hips were.
Hey, I have a torn labrum, so I'm right behind you, man. With the
I got to tell you about Chris. Though. Chris was 2 bad hips.
Yeah,
like his fucking joints are about to break, and this guy's out here. You wouldn't even. Like, he'd be CrossFitting, like lifting weights.
The worst one was that 31-mile fucking foot march.
Yeah,
that was Chris's idea too.
It was my idea.
It was.
It was the, oh my God.
Why would you do that?
What's that?
Why would you do that?
Because we're part of the 31st Infantry.
31st Infantry.
Oh, okay. So what time did y'all step off at? What time did y'all step off at?
Oh God.
Midnight?
No, it was late afternoon, 1800. Walked through the night so that we showed up first thing in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah. And so,
man. 2 bad hits.
And we had just gotten done with 2 weeks of platoon live fires.
Man.
So had been walking all of those as well.
Yeah.
I was miserable.
Wait, so you kind of knew you were going to do that, or you were just like,
yeah, hey. I fucking told him to plan it.
It's hard, dude. Like,
I can imagine.
It's hard when you're in command, bro. Like, you kind of hide some of these things. Like, you'll be broken, and like I tell you, Doc, when Chris was saying, and during my time, I had like a bad gallbladder infection. So like, I went to the doctor for like a normal gallbladder, and it ended up being like, it blew up in my stomach, and I got pancreatitis and shit. And
damn.
Well, and then they fucking nicked you and fucking, yeah.
Yeah. And so I was in the like ICU for like probably a month or 2 months. I don't know.
Oh, that sucks, man.
But
like, fly his ass from Watertown to Buffalo.
Dude, what I'm saying is my only thought was I better not lose my position. Like, I was so worried about losing my position. You know, I think the CG called me one night. I don't know what I said to him over the phone because I was like,
my God, I forgot all about that phone call.
Yeah, I don't remember what I don't to this day. I have no idea what I was saying. You know, I got back and I lost, man. I probably lost 60 pounds. I was
down, dude,
at this point. But again, my only thought was like, can't tell everybody. I got to keep going, man. I got to go to this Afghanistan deployment. Yeah. You know, the doctors are telling me not to, but when you're in a position like that, you got 2 bad hips and you're like, you almost fucking died. You're too worried about like getting pulled out of position because you care so much about the organization.
Yeah. No, I definitely, that's why I got a lot of, dude, honestly, that's why I like what you two are doing. Cause you're giving, I've said it multiple times, people are E5 and below getting out and they don't know that the 2 of y'all like actually care. Yeah. Right. You know, it's, I mean, I can't even tell you. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all guys done it. Like, man, I fucking hate Sergeant Major. I hate the fucking commander, dude.
Oh, I'm sure we were on the receiving end. We were on the receiving end of that.
It happens, dude. It happens. And people really need to see that, man. It's more than just the battles. It's more than just your little squad, you know, like what is the big military, what is going through their head? What is going through it? Like, cause it's not easy. Being a staff is not easy. I feel like that's a lot harder than going down range.
You know, I think, I don't know if you said this or Love said it, but I think you said it was like the command team, the Army the guys don't look at big Army. They think the command team and Sergeant Major with big Army. Who said that?
Originally Chris said it and then I took it from him.
Yeah, whoever said it. But it's such a true statement, man.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. So when you got out, right? What did you do after that?
Well, give me some context here, Doc.
Yeah.
I want to know. So it's when are you thinking? When does it dawn on you that okay, I'm not re-upping anymore? How far out?
Oh man, it was probably like I've always never wanted to stay in. So let's put it that way. I've always been kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and I felt like once I knew I couldn't be a line medic anymore, that was it. I didn't want to be staff no more. Like my next assignment was gonna go run an ER. I was like, I don't want to do it. So it was probably about October, so probably about June 2020. I was like, nah, I can't do it no more.
Did you go to your retention briefs? Did your Sergeant Major say, hey Doc, would you just stay in the Army?
Me and my last Sergeant Major did not get along at all.
Okay.
Hey, you know bastard. What? But you know, I'm telling you, look, this is how much I was getting out of the Army, and I still got top block out of 8 staff, right? NCOs, I still got top block. So like, he hated me so much, but it was so easy. It looked so good, you know. You just had to do like basic Army things. I feel like that's the thing the aviation lacks on is just basic Army tasks. So if you didn't know how to do basic Army tasks, you were going to struggle a little bit.
Yeah, it's true statement.
All right. Yeah. So what? That's how far in advance was that?
So those about 4 months, 4 or 5 months. Yeah. Okay. So I had to sign a deck statement and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. You make the mental switch about 4 months out.
Yep.
That's not a lot of time.
No.
So
no.
What are you thinking at this point?
So obviously I want to be a cop like everybody else does.
Yeah, I knew that. I was thinking about that when
I wanted to be a cop, and then I tried everything, man. You know, when I was getting out, I talked to my dad about it, and he said sometimes you gotta take a leap of faith, and I was like, shit, that's deep. And it's risky. So I got out, tried to do the cop thing, didn't make it. I tried everything, man. I even tried to get a job as a security guard, man. Nothing. So it took me the whole 112 days of leave I had to get a job. And that's why I landed in my job right now, which I work for a federal prison. I'm not going to say the name of it because I have a very strict social media policy. Yeah. So I'm not going to say it. Yeah. But I work for the federal government at a prison. Yes, everybody that's wondering.
Yeah, I thought you were a cop for a little bit. For some reason.
No. And honestly, man, transitioning over to the prison job, it was the best bet because I kept all my years in the military. And
are you allowed to say what you do in the prison? Or
yeah. Okay, so I started off in medical. I was doing inmate medical records, and then so it was between that or correctional officer. But my dad was working here at this prison, and he's like, "Take that medical job. You'll have weekends off." So I did. Because like if you're a correctional officer, you don't get weekends off right away. You have to bid for your post. So you can work. You can work overnight, you can work evenings, mornings, you know, and so that's why I took that job. And then now I currently teach inmates how to rough carpentry. I'm not gonna say like fine carpentry, but rough carpentry, how to build houses and stuff like that, like frame the house and stuff like that, roofing. So that's what I do now. Yeah.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, everybody thinks it's all bad, but I mean, we do a lot of good too, man.
Pretty receptive to all that kind of stuff. And
some of them, I think why I've been successful in the prison system is because I approached it like the army. Seriously, inmates are just like soldiers. I'm pretty sure you guys have had some rowdy soldiers, and it's literally no different. They make one mistake. I mean, I think at our prison, roughly we have around approximately 70 to 80 veterans. So it's kind of like, it's not uncommon, So you just got they're just like kids, man. You just got to snap at them sometimes. They're just like young privates. That's the best way I can explain it,
Man, I know for a fact that I've got some soldiers that have gone to federal prison.
Oh, sure.
So, yeah.
Did you ever bond with any of those veteran guys? Like, if you have any stories with them?
No, you got so that's the things you got to turn it off because they're an inmate now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't even tell them anything about me. Like, I don't tell them I've been in the military or nothing. So
do they have like tablets and shit?
They do. Man, you guys would be surprised if I told you the stuff they had. They got Wi-Fi on the tablets.
Yeah.
They got a lot of stuff, and I mean, it's crazy. It's another world. It really is. It's another world, man. That's the best way.
Do they get certification through you, Doc? Or
I'm sorry.
Do you get a certification through you for woodworking or anything?
Yeah, I give them two certs. I give them something in construction and then rough carpentry. Yeah.
And they can take that back if they get out.
They sure can. They get a number. It's like registered nationally, and they get to, if they want, they can use it. Yeah, if they want. Has
any of them ever reached back to you and be like, thanks, like, or anything like that? Or
no, I don't expect them to or anything like that, man. Yeah. I mean, a lot of them. The recidivism rate in America is like 45%. So that means like within 3 years they'll go back to prison.
Yep.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah, prison system in America is weird. It's definitely weird.
Yeah, well, it doesn't help the veterans either. It's like sometimes it's against.
Yeah.
Not all veterans are good people. But.
No, I mean, I had this guy. He was a knucklehead, man. I'm like, man, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And then one day he got locked up he had meth on him. And I looked up his file. He was in the Battle of Fallujah. I was like, oh, God. I was like, this dude's messed up. I was like, and he was a Marine. And I was like, oh, this guy's messed up in the head. So when he got out, I wasn't too hard on him. But I also told him, I was like, hey, man, like, you can't be in class anymore. I was like,
yeah.
But I was like, damn, dude, like, it's rough.
Yeah.
So
when you, is my mic kind of acting weird?
No, you're good.
So you're doing that now. So when did this podcast thing start happening? Like, when did you start? Because I went back on your YouTube page, like a couple of videos, and I think you were doing like pistol lights or something.
Yeah, it was cool, right? It was cool, right?
You were I thought that's where you were kind of going into. Like,
I thought I tried to do that stuff. Man, one of those videos got like 4,000 views though. But I tried, man, and then I was just like, man, I don't like it. So then in 2024, I actually tried a podcast. It was called the 40-Hour Block. And the reason I did this podcast was I felt there was way too much division in America. And I really wanted middle-class Americans to talk about their similarities and their hardships to show how actually normal they are with each other. Like, everything's pretty similar. And it's still something I want to pursue. That one I just feel like we're way too divided as a American race, right? Like, I'm not talking about Democrat, liberal. I'm talking about just Americans. Like, we're so divided, it's not even funny. And like, me and you talked about it before, Jerry. Like, I was like, some people can't just put it aside. Like, they have to. It's like their identity now, man. It's rough.
Man, if you step in that world podcast wise too, though, it's like opening up so much shitty shit.
That's what I was focusing on. I was focusing on what we're alike in more than like, oh, are you right or left? It was like, hey, what hardships have you got? Like, single moms, freaking like stuff like that. People, single parents, like, just, that's what I was looking for. I still want to do it though too. I still want to.
I don't know, man. Me and Chris stay away from politics in here.
We got to.
It's refreshing to talk about
dude. Everything is politics, man.
Yeah, so
it's ugly, man.
It is what it is, man.
But yeah, I started this one April of 2025. This one.
Oh, so you
the GWOT Goons Podcast.
Yeah. So how did you think of that? How did you think of
the belated anniversary?
No, thank you. How did I? What was that?
What were you? You just? I'm gonna name it GWOT Goons because.
Yeah, it was a dumb name. I still think it's a dumb name, but I did it. Dude, it was during that whole Tim Kennedy drama, and I was like, dude, because like if you think about it, like 2024, like October, it was like Rob O'Neill this, Tim Kennedy that, John McPhee this, John McPhee that, or freaking whatever. And I was like, man, these dudes are fucking exhausting, right? Like,
it is exhausting. Man.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on here? And then I thought about this guy. I didn't get to deploy with him, unfortunately, but everybody told me what a true warrior he was. I'm gonna mention his name, Sam Cicado, and I was like, because he was in the invasion of Iraq. I was like, you know what? This guy deserves to hear his story told. And then I sat down. I made a list of my first 5 that I wanted to do. And they were all like, one of them was my PL because he was such a great leader. And then I had my platoon sergeant, the one that replaced the crappy one. I wanted to interview him, one of my friend John Paris, and then Sam Cicado. And this guy named Sean Romine, because they were all like on these rough places. And I was just like, you don't get to talk about the normal people, the average soldier or Marine or whatever. And there was a guy I work with. He's very intense. He was a very intense, and they're like, oh, he's a Marine.
And so like, you had on live the other day?
What's that?
Is that the guy you had on live the other day?
No, he was in the Army, yeah. But this guy named he's Jonathan Almeida. He's the Marine I'm talking about, and everybody at work knows he's just a hothead, right? Ever since we talked, though, he calmed down a lot. Like he felt like he just needed someone to talk to, and then it's just like that's how it started. Really, I just wanted history, right? Like our kids are gonna wonder one day, our grandkids are gonna wonder. They're gonna teach in the book one day, and just that's why we're here, guys. I mean, it's because of guys like you two, like that paved the way. And hopefully the next generation, I said it during Jack Love's podcast, the next war, they look at guys like y'all and just are like, damn, man, I can do it too. I can make it through this. I could take some advice from a commander. I could take some advice from a sergeant major, and hopefully that's what I want. I want families to understand too, right? Because, a lot of people don't talk to their families. Yeah. So that's why I do it, man. That's why I do it. I don't even care if I get paid, man. I don't.
Yeah, we're the same way. We don't give a shit. Like we were talking about it the other day. We're like, hey, if it ever got big, we're like, we would just donate to, 31st Infantry Regiment or foundations or something. So
yeah,
for us, it's not anything to. I mean, I don't want to speak for Chris. I know he's got. I'm just saying, but we just do this because I like the conversation. I like staying connected with guys. Like, it's easy when you have a battle buddy like Chris on here, and helps me with us. We both work through this thing, and
definitely
it's just cool, man. I enjoy, like, we try to do these on Tuesday nights, and trying to work through who we're going to have on, and just have those conversations. And we don't script them. I don't edit anything. I just post it. And
I started editing.
I don't. That's too much.
My wife does it. My wife edits, so she's awesome. So. And all she does is really just she just takes my face out of it. She'll, like, if I ask a question, then they'll just go straight to that guy. So
yeah. I mean, sometimes it goes off the rails a little bit, but it's still good to have.
Oh yeah.
It's good to have the conversations.
Yeah, man, it's good, dude.
So did you? I think GWOT Goons is a good. I like that.
You think so?
I do. I like it. I like it because, one, it's as we get out of the GWOT era, man, and we were all like fucking savages.
Dude, you guys look at y'all in the early years, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
Dude,
I was.
And you think about it, like, even like when you went to the Korengal, Chris, like, dude, it was like, what the hell were you guys thinking, man?
Yeah.
you doing that. You guys are going crazy.
Yeah,
we were the first unit. We were the first unit that was there for a year or longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like your approach too. We don't really get too much into like the vet bro kind of shit.
No, I don't.
Like, you stick to, you just, there's more than the GWOT community than just fights, right? Like there's other stories to talk about. Like the guy we had on last episode, Mac, man, I don't say he's an actor, but he stumbled on movies and does things with heavy metal bands. It's cool just to hear everybody's stories and what they've done since GWOT, right? So
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, like what is everybody doing and how they like you said, like cope, right?
Yeah.
So, but
how to move on.
So you did like your first 5 were all your buddies. And
Yep.
Now I think you're just rando. Like you just message guys, get back, and you just go to this blind.
Yeah, whoever, honestly, like I said, I mean, you guys know scheduling is probably the hardest thing. Y'all have it harder because there's 2 of y'all. So like for me, I'm just like, it's just hard because I want to do it. I don't want to do it when I have to work or whatever. I just freaking try to do it on a weekend or whatever. I have a day free. It's real rough. I honestly messaged somebody like I did y'all 2. And that's it, really. I mean,
I just commented on one of your posts one time, and I think you messaged me back. And then, we went from there. But yeah, you definitely go into the interviews blind. Like, right now we kind of know a lot of the people that are on here. And we haven't got to that point yet where we're like reaching out to anybody. But
I've had a couple interviews. They're like an hour long because they don't want to talk. And I'm like, why did you even do this? I'm like, I don't even want to talk to you. Like, I don't even know why you did this, dude. So
that's the thing, man, too. I think you sent me that one post of that one dude that one time that was, I won't get too much into the post, but it was just, there's no way in hell that this dude like was an Air Force door gunner in Delta or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, you just there's a lot of stolen, like,
dude, I had a guy.
There's a lot of stolen valor in this community, man. And I've noticed it now that I'm getting into this podcast thing of like, and I'm not saying like when you go back to the Detective Tim Kennedy and all that stuff, it's like, the civilian population, they don't know military stuff, and it's so easy to throw out.
They eat that up, dude.
Cool story, and they're like, "Oh, that's fucking awesome," right? Like,
yeah.
There's a lot of shady dudes, man. They're taking advantage of that.
I had a Marine, not gonna mention his name, but you can go on my channel and see that I put a disclaimer on there. And man, did those scout snipers freaking message the hell out of me, man.
Yeah.
They're like, it needs to come down and all this other stuff. I'm like, I'm not taking it down, man. I'm not the one that lied. But man, they were upset. They were upset.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta have some cojones to come on here and tell a fucking bullshit story.
And not act like nobody's gonna know, man.
Yeah, to a podcast that's called the GWOT Goons, man.
Right. Yeah, it was wild, right? Dude. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna, and I didn't bash this guy, right? He asked me to take it down, and I was like, respectfully, I'm not gonna do it, man. And I just honestly, if you're gonna lie, like, you don't need to, man. I mean, our friends have died, and now you're gonna make lies about it. Come on, dude. Like,
you deserve to have that up there if you did that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, you got a good personality for it, man. You got like smiling. Thanks, dude. You're a good talker. You're definitely a good talker.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I try. Dude, honestly, I'm like this in real life. People, I come up. My personality is real strong. Like, I haven't really. Yeah. Like, if I met y'all in person, it'd be a lot different. I'm gonna come off a lot stronger.
I mean, hopefully one day we can hopefully one day we can all get together and someday.
Yeah, I told you I want to do like this. I don't know if I told y'all this, but I want to do like this Save the VFW tour, and I want to like invite the GWOT out to the VFWs to try to like bounce them back.
So it's funny you mentioned that. So what's going through my head as Jerry was talking there is the way that I view this, like what you do, what we are trying to get into, it's almost like the new age VFW.
Right.
Where
that's a good idea.
Where when you think about it, our parents and even further back, the Vietnam vets and stuff like that, that used to be the thing, right? Is they'd go out of the VFW or the American Legion Hall or whatever. And they'd sit there and they'd share stories with each other, and that's how they reconnected with everybody. Yeah. Now everything's digital, and so this is I view this as much like Jerry. This is our way of staying connected.
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good point. Fair point.
And I mean, hell, the only difference is we're not drinking a beer right now, and maybe next time I'll just have a beer just because I said that.
Yeah, but me too.
Yeah,
beer pod.
Yeah. And so but that's what it is, right? And so the idea of, Save the VFW tour, hell yeah. I mean, I'm a member of the VFW. I've been to like 2 meetings.
I don't know. This might be. Does the GWOT generation need its own? Do we need to stay in the VFW? Like, that's the argument too. Like, is it?
Yeah, Vietnam guys are very.
Is the VFW our space? Like, I know we don't want to have separate spaces. I got it, but like, it's the GWOT generations is a different breed of people. I don't know. I don't know if that's right or wrong. I'm just throwing it out there. Like and I'm all for it, man. I think the VFW is good. I think there's some old heads in there right now that just don't want change. So,
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right.
You're gonna get that everywhere, though, man. Old heads, like you're gonna get that everywhere.
Even our generation, I bet.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, we talk about it. I mean, literally, we talk about combat MOSs versus non-combat. We literally talk about it all the time. Some guys are so hell bent. I was arguing with a Marine the other day. Not another day. It was like 3 months ago. I wasn't really arguing with him. He posted a picture of Bellavia, and he's like, "Okay, Army, with your sissy award system," he's like, "Every Marine deserves the Medal of Honor." Then, and I was like, "Bro, what is up with your negativity?" And he's like, "I'm not negative. It's just y'all fucking always want to have like easy awards." And I was like, "Dude, you're not gonna get through this guy." I'm like, "You're just not gonna get through this guy." And
what's an easy award? Like, is that?
Because he got the Medal of Honor, right, Bill?
That's
and then he was like, no, he's like, what he did that day, 3,000 Marines did it that day, and I was just like,
did the guy read his book? If you read his book, he'd probably have a different opinion.
Yeah. So like I told him, I was like, "Look, man, I'm not gonna argue with you." I was like, "It's not that serious, dude. It's that shit happened like fucking 20 years ago, dude." I'm like, so, but yeah,
you're gonna have people like that everywhere, right?
Absolutely.
I think so. Jerry and I, because we were the command team for 4th Battalion, 31st Infantry Regiment, like my unofficial job and the current Polar Bear 6's unofficial job is you're the spokesperson to the regimental association, right? And so we had to do a lot of things with them, a lot of events, and we went back to Rock Island, Illinois, one year to participate in their annual association meeting, whatever. And it was awesome. It really was.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that those Vietnam vets, and we even had Paul's name, the baton survivor. Do you remember, Jerry?
Yeah, I can't remember his name. That guy was a legend.
Kirshner.
No, I don't know.
I need to remember his name. Anyways, he was the last. He was the last surviving member of on active duty that had been part of the Bataan Death March.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so when you going back to the previous story about why 31 miles, that is the other reason why 31 miles, because it's in remembrance of the soldiers that died that were part of the 31st Infantry Regiment in the Bataan Death March.
Yeah.
Anyways, so all of those old timers like Chris, Jerry, you got to get them into the association. You got to bring them in. You got to bring them in. Now, I haven't been to a VFW in probably over a decade.
Yeah.
But I got to imagine it's the same in some regards. That like
same setup.
Yeah, but they're all facing kind of this waterfall or cliff, if you will, where they're starting to get to that point where the membership it's dropping off, because literally, is anybody here part of the VFW?
I'm not.
Okay, so they actually check. You have to show them records that prove you were part of a foreign war.
Yeah,
right? That's the whole Veterans of Foreign Wars piece in order to be a member. So when you think about it, you got Vietnam, you got Grenada, you got Panama, you got Desert Storm, and then you got us, really. And that's, by the way, the span between those and us is not that big. It wasn't, a global war like the one that we went on with the global war on terrorism, so to speak.
Yeah.
So the ability to draw in membership from them is somewhat limited. And so if we don't join the VFW, if we don't continue to partake in regimental associations or unit associations, then those things are going to start to fall off. And so that's the other thing that, eventually I would like to try to get, some of the 31st Infantry Regiment people on here to talk about that. Now, granted, that's a very niche community, right? The polar bear that Jerry's wearing there. But still, it speaks to the broader thing that you were talking about with the VFW is whether the name changes or it stays the same, to me, I'm somewhat agnostic, but I'd hate to see something like that go away because it does offer the ability to connect locally with people, right?
Yeah.
Because to me, while this is great, there's still no better feeling than when I get to go see Jerry.
Absolutely, yeah.
When
Thanks.
Jerry,
You're my best friend.
it is. Because
we need that.
I get to fucking give him a hug, right?
Yeah.
And I get to grab his ass and say, "Hey, man, how you been?" Right? I miss you working out. I miss that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Chris just needs the new blood and leadership. I don't know. I mean, I just, not a lot of guys want to go hang out at the bar, right? Like that right now. It just seems to me it's a bar. Like it's all it is. Like there's a couple down here that they look like the hole in the wall bar in the corner. It's like
it definitely needs to be brought into the 21st century, right? They play bingo. It's a bar. I mean, it's an old boys club.
Yeah.
That has kind of sunset, we'll say.
Yeah. And I think that, like you said, like the change in leadership, it's not like y'all, no offense, like the command, but like, I mean, those dudes can stay there forever, because they're elected there. So it's like, it just stays and stays and stays, man. Like, there's no way to get them out,
You just gotta find a way to connect, man. You gotta find a way to connect to our generation, man. You got to. We're different. We have a different mindset. It's like, I don't know how you do. Like Chris says, man. Like when we went to those, I love these associations, man. I think they're great for all the units. I think more units needed. Some units do better at their history and their associations than others. Like but the 31st, man, they were such great dudes, and I stayed up till, I don't know, maybe 2:00 in the morning with like three Vietnam vets, man, that fought in like Chung Lai or something. I'm sorry if I got that wrong or anything. Anybody listen, but it was some hardcore fighting shit. And they were so interested in like what we wear and like what you guys got, like I was like, bro, I'm trying to listen to your stories, right? So trying to get those guys and get our generation to come up in there and take some leadership positions in some of those spots and spread the new fresh ideas to all those things we just need, it's on us too, man. We need to step into these spots. Like our generation, like GWOT needs to, right? And maybe we're still on the back end of, I don't want to say recovery or coping, like we say. We still don't want to be involved with it, but I don't know, man. It's got to have a change though, somehow.
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah, it definitely does.
So for you, Doc, if there's like guys out there that want to start a podcast, like what's some advice you would give some guys? Hey, I want to kind of do this thing. What are some of the things that I need some advice from a master? It's got a pretty good page.
I'm not a master, but
I think you're a master.
Yeah,
you're good at this, man.
So here, I'm gonna give people some of my tactic here. I go ahead and stalk y'all's social media. So I go look and see, like, okay, that way when I see you, I'm not surprised, right? Like, okay, this is what he looks like, this is stuff like that. And then the biggest one I would say is listen. A lot of people just want to like talk, and you hear it a lot. Like you guys, not yet, but once you start getting some randoms on here, you'll hear like I have no one to talk to, and they just want someone to listen to them, and that's about it, really. And be honest, right? Like I said it multiple times. I was trying to be transparent, with how I was, and it's important to be honest.
Yeah. There's a lot of veterans, man. I don't remember that live we did for TikTok, I think, and there was that guy.
Oh my God.
I know, but he was still reaching out. He had no idea how to do a claim. Like and then so I don't know. There's guys like that. What I'm saying is
that was a crazy live, yeah.
Yeah, you were like, I'm out, guys. But like there's what I'm getting to the point is like there's guys out here that are like that, man. That just need something like this to figure out how to get control of their.
And you don't need nothing, dude. You don't need nothing. Yeah. Just have some headphones, and you really all you need is a computer, really, and then some headphones, and that's it, really. I mean, shit, you couldn't even see Chris on my last podcast. He was so pixelated.
Dude, I looked terrible on my last one. I had the worst lighting ever. Yeah. But so what's next?
A couple of yahoos like us can do it. Anybody can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see. We'll see the next one. I get kicked out of this room, but what's next for GWOT Goons?
I don't know. I made a post the other day. Like, I don't know when I'm going to stop or if I'm going to keep going. I would like to do something in person. But
yeah, all the good podcasts are in person. So
yeah, I know.
It's
definitely hard because one, I can't pay anybody to show up, right? Number two, I'm not going to rent a space out for something that I'm not making money on. So I'm thinking about buying a shed and turning it into a guest house / podcast. So that way when my wife's family all lives out of state. So, I mean, when they come over, like they have somewhere to stay, then it could be the podcast studio too. So that's a good idea in my opinion. So that's probably one of them.
Well, I already told you, I've been booted down to the basement. So I feel your pain.
Yeah.
I got a shed, but I'd melt in Florida. I'd fucking melt in there.
No, but you just put a mini split.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what a mini split is?
No, I have no idea. What is that?
That's that AC unit that goes over the top of the doorway.
That have Afghanistan or Iraq.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really good, dude. Yeah, they're like $500, and they cool down they can cool down like 1,500 square feet, man. They're good, cheap.
Yeah, you got any good guests coming up next? Some pretty hardcore hitters, or you like?
Yeah, that dude from that former action guy.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get him on. I got that dude Jay Limp on. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Did you reach out to the Canadian guy that sent you the message?
I did. Yeah, he's trying to get some clearance for that. Yeah.
Jay
Limp. That's not his last name is Fane, but he lost his leg, so he goes by Limp.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a big social media personality. At some point, Jared Taylor and I are gonna meet up, and then
I know I was gonna ask you about that because I was thinking about that the other day.
He messaged me back. He actually messaged me back. So yeah. But you know, he's a busy man, so I'm not expecting anything from him. And then that he was a big Facebook page, but now it's gone. His name was Chris Reed 11 Bravo. He used to have like a little avatar as his little icon.
Yeah,
he's coming out tomorrow for his podcast. So if I showed you the icon, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, that one guy that's in Thailand, that guy's living a life.
Carly Paul.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he's living his life the best he can, man.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. I like him. I met a lot of great people. Met a lot of shitty people. Met a lot of good. I met y'all's boy.
Who?
What was that soldier's name?
Oh God, yeah, dude.
Which one?
I'm not gonna say his name.
Hey, so you remember this? Like this guy's little. You don't remember his icon going
around?
I remember. Yeah, so he's coming on. His episode drops tomorrow. So yeah.
Yeah,
and then y'all soldier. You know, I met your soldier. Like,
you'll have to tell us that in the unedited off scene.
Yeah, once we end it, I'll tell you guys about it. So.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is with that one.
But. Yeah.
I see that's the thing too, man.
He's all like, this guy's a turd, man.
Like the things like. You know, me and Chris weren't perfect, bro. We led we did the best we can. We didn't make, it's like anything else. You're never going to make everybody happy with things, and so this part of leadership. Leadership's hard, man, and
it is
what it is. Some people are going to have thoughts about you, and they can do that. That's their ways, but I think we left a pretty good impact, and
I think y'all did too, man. I've seen nothing but good things when you guys.
There's no other command team on social media that's trying to carry the history of the battalion forward like we're trying to do. So,
yeah,
I mean,
it's hard, man. It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So.
Yeah. All right, man. Is there anything else you want to say, Doc? Before you?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my wife. She's the best human being I know. Yeah. I love my wife. She's a veteran too.
Is she on here right now?
She's a GWOT veteran too. Huh?
She's Air Force, right?
No, she's in the Army. She was in the Army.
Nice.
Yeah, she was. Dude, she was in the Afghanistan the same exact time I was. I just didn't know her.
Nice. What was her MOS?
Her MOS. She was a 15 Papa.
How'd you guys meet?
At the Apache unit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't tell me she was like a POC and you're like a staff.
No. She was she was a sergeant and I was a staff sergeant. Yeah. So, yeah, my wife is the best human being I know though.
How long you guys been married?
Shit, thanks, Jerry. This is gonna be 6 years. This is gonna be 6 years.
He's editing this thing, so
yeah, this is gonna be 6 years. Yeah. So yeah. I just want to give a shout out to my wife. My wife is awesome.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, and I want everybody to actually try, with their families and stuff. That's what I want.
Yeah, because Ben, you asked me that one question at the end. I
always ask that question. Still do.
And I was like, that was hard. That was like one of the hardest questions.
I think I asked Chris too, right?
What was the question?
I always ask like husband advice or dad advice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he asked me that question, Chris, and I was like,
Yeah, I always do. I always do. People need it sometimes, man. Some people don't even talk to their kids, man. It's sad, dude. Like
it is.
Man, like it's like I could not have gone through my 30 years without my wife, dude. There's just no way. Like I'd probably I don't know where I'd be. So I don't know. Living in a futon somewhere, an apartment down in somewhere. I don't know.
I probably would have been kicked out of the army.
Yeah, something like that. I just don't like. I don't know how. Like, if she ever watches this, I don't think she watches any of my stuff. But one because they're just so long. She loves me, but they're just so long.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's good having just support. Someone's there to support you. Because I tell you, man, when I first started going in this, I don't know what Chris, I don't know what your wife thinks about it, but when I was like, hey babe, I'm gonna do a podcast, and she's like, shut the fuck, you ain't doing what are you doing? Like, she's like, what are you doing? Like, you got better things to do than do a podcast,
It's slowly morphed into, so when I got home today, I was working over at Fort Belvoir, so it's like a 2-hour drive to get home.
Damn.
So I get in about 6:30 or something.
10 o'clock over there. Or 9 o'clock.
Yeah, no. I get in around 6:30, and it's like trying to shovel some food down real quick. And she's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Well, today's Tuesday. I got the podcast with Jerry. We're going to talk to Doc from GWOT Goons." And it's like, "Oh, okay." That's the response now. Whereas before, it was much like Christine, Jerry's wife, was like, "What?"
She's like, "You're an idiot. You're too old for social media."
Doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Because we want to, and it means something to us.
Yeah, man. Because I used to be a hockey player. I played hockey all the time. That was like my way of dealing with stuff or whatever as a hobby. But as soon as I got out of the army, and I have all this time, outside of my job, and I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, what do I want to do that I enjoy? So and I was like, hey, babe, I'm going to start podcasting. And she's like, fuck. But,
you guys are a perfect duo, man. Like, cause like Jerry's really good at talking. Chris is very like, man, he can draw a person in, man. Plus, you got that deep voice too, man. Fuck.
Oh yeah, dude, sexy. We do, man. We make a good team, dude.
Yeah, you guys are a good team, man. You guys are a good team. Don't give up. I know how hard it is.
I know sometimes it's like, shut the fuck up, Jerry. Don't ask that fucking question.
Yeah,
but it's crazy, bro, because like you do this all the time. Like you get in those little like lapses when you're having these, and you're like, dude, there's like a little like lull. Like everybody's like, oh shit. Like, and you're like, fuck, I can ask.
There's times. Like I won't even listen to you. Right? You're like, you start thinking about like, all right, what question am I gonna ask next? And then
because sometimes I'm looking at myself and I think they're talking. I'm like just spinning in my chair or just like But it is definitely it's a cool hobby to do. It's fun. There is a lot of work that comes behind it, and it's definitely fucking tiring. Like it's definitely at the end of it, it's like, man, are
you guys going weekly now? You guys are weekly now?
Yeah, we're trying to do like every Tuesday.
It's hard, man. Yeah, it's hard. So I'll record like a bunch of them on a weekend, so that way I can like.
Yeah, we don't do shit. Chris has got soccer and all these other. We got other things to do on the weekend. My weekends are my wife's time, man.
Yeah,
so I spend time with her. So.
I would love to do weekends, Doc.
Yeah.
But, so this weekend is the first weekend this year that I can remember that we don't have soccer.
Oh, okay.
On both days.
Yeah.
Or that I'm not out of town for soccer.
Yeah. And
then when you start looking at work as well, and Jerry's work, because he travels for work and I've started traveling more for work. So like the podcast that we did last week, I actually did it in the hotel room.
I saw that.
And so it's like, this is the best available time.
Yeah.
To be able to do it until one of us wins the lotto, which probably not going to happen since I don't play the lotto.
Yeah.
I'm just fortunate now too because the job I got, I'm like in a lull for a while, so I usually travel a lot too. So like now Chris he'll get a lot busier as he gets closer to getting out of the Army too. So there's things that he'll have to worry about getting the family set up. So we're like we knock them out as best we can. I got a pretty good one coming up next. I think is good. Chris has got his guy, but his guy's like busy, man. Trying to get him
it's hard.
Get on here.
So I think I told you he is here. He's ready. We just got to figure out because he's in Europe.
Right,
so it's 6 hour time.
Hey, just let me close this one out real quick because I think we're getting past the pod. But
all right, bye guys.
All right, hey. I don't. We're just getting. I mean, I don't know if anybody enjoys our conversation. I don't know how.
Yeah, this is not the. All right, bye everybody. We'll see.
Hey, but anyways, guys, I'm gonna cut this short, and then I'll say a couple words because that's how the CSM goes first, and the commander last, whatever. But yeah, hey Doc, hey, thanks for coming out and bullshitting with us for like 2 hours, man. And it's always fun to have you on, dude.
Thank you.
It's fun, and like you're just a good human being, bro.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Just stay good, man, and we keep in touch, and we can go. Hopefully collaborate a little bit more later or going forward, whatever. I don't know, but thank you everything you've done to help us get to this point. I think we just got the 111 followers.
Damn, that's good, man.
So we're getting there, bro. It's slow. It's a slow thing.
You guys gonna pass me up?
Yeah, right. You got But yeah, man, we don't really care about that. It's not just throw it out there, but we just do what we got to do. But we appreciate all the advice you give us, and telling us, hey, fix that, this is better, whatever. And as we're doing some lives, you shoot me some texts and say, hey man, like whatever.
Yeah.
So, hey man, I appreciate it, and for all the guys out there, please go check out GWOT Goons page because it's amazing. It's got a lot of good people on there, including. I'm not good people like Chris. I'm not really the good people. I'm just on there, but appreciate it. So you got anything, Chris?
Yeah. Hey, I want to echo what Jerry said, Doc. I really appreciate you taking the time, not just today, but previously with Jerry and I, and having us on the podcast, GWOT Goons. It really opened the door and opened the eyes for both of us into something that you welcomed us into your world. Right, as far as we're concerned. I appreciate that, and I really appreciate you sharing your story from personal experience. I know it's not always the easiest, but it helps to get that story out there. So I appreciate it, Doc. Thanks for everything you're doing, and don't quit, man. Please.
Yeah, definitely don't.
Thank
quit,
you.
Man.
I appreciate you guys, man. You guys go check out their stuff.
The
name is cool. Hey, I got merch coming. So
yeah,
I got merch coming.
Yeah, let me know, man. You gotta do some hats.
Actually, I got a hat. Look, I actually wear it.
Well, put it on there, man. I'll buy one.
Look, I got this hat. Look, check it out.
There you go. All right.
So, and I got a few T-shirts and some stickers.
All right.
So yeah.
All right, guys. I'm gonna go. Stay tuned next week. Got a pretty good one coming. I'll post a behind the curtains preview on our socials.
Bye.
So talk to you later. Out.